Hey everybody, this is Daryl, aka The D, with episode 2. Peace y'all. Of Origin Stories. This week we have someone who has maybe an anniversary tomorrow.
Show anniversary.
Show anniversary tomorrow.
Yeah, it's a show
Married with Issues. Soldier. Am I saying that right, Soldier?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to. I should ask that beforehand. And Fusha.
Yes. Hello. Yeah, it's like surprisingly 2 years. Our Married with Issues show has been going for 2 years.
Yeah. It's crazy. I can't believe it's already been 2 years.
Yeah, it is insane. We've come a long way.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that you guys posted that. I guess that you guys were going to be having that video tomorrow, or that stream tomorrow. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Wow, it's been 2 years already. That is awesome."
Yeah,
time's gone by way so big. It's flown by way too fast.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it though, because like we figured since we were doing this one today, we would do it tomorrow. And
yeah, I mean Saturday is when we usually do it. I mean we do Sundays every now and then, just kind of depending on. A lot of times, depending on whenever we go to the LCS, sometimes if it runs later, and it's
But yeah, I can't believe it's already 2 years. It's insane.
Yeah, I mean we started YouTube like 6 years ago, or it was 2016, actually, and it was more like video gaming and stuff back then. But
it was the great unboxings.
Yeah,
the gaming box.
Yeah, because I was like streaming video games back then, and then she wouldn't like come on all the time. She would just kind of come on special.
There was one time we were playing zombies.
Call of Duty Zombies.
And there's 2 different instances where I cooked the grenade too long and accidentally blew us up and killed both of us. And he was like, "Wait, what happened?" Because he didn't know we even had grenades. And then it was just the second it blew us up, I couldn't stop laughing. And then there was another time I went to go throw a grenade over his head, and it bounced off his head, came back right at me, and killed me. And I'm like, what is going on with this? So I was banned from using grenades when we played Call of Duty Zombies.
Yeah, and those videos are still on our channel too.
Yeah, they're still on. Yeah, they're old. There's some cringe-worthy old stuff.
Because I've never deleted anything yet.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that though. It just shows how much we've grown.
Oh yeah. I mean, I got all but I think 2 videos that I originally put on here. The only reason I took those off is a friend of mine is a recording artist. And when he got signed, they put copyrights on the songs because he said I could put the songs on here.
Later. So it was like retroactively they copyrighted.
It was about 2 months after, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to delete them. That way I don't have to worry about anything. It's no big deal.
Actually, I think I deleted one video, but it was actually nothing big, and it was because it got a small strike. Yeah. And I just took it off.
There was one video I made, and I did it on this app. And I was really proud of it, and I went to post it, and I can't because the song I used is copyright. Yeah. And I worked so hard on the video, and I was like, "Oh, look what I did!" And then it wouldn't let me post it anywhere. I still have the video with the song. I just haven't figured out how I can take the song off the video.
I know how I can do it. I'll have to do it.
It's a matter of time.
Just when you can put it into a video editing app and then mute the audio and then put it on a new one. Yeah.
I'm an amateur when it comes to technology.
I'm still learning a lot of it too.
Live
streams. Right.
A good friend of mine, she just started teaching me about using a couple things to start. Like the beginning of my videos, I put like a little video with a little music under it now.
Oh yeah,
nice.
6 years of recording, and I've only started doing that about 3 weeks ago. Actually, maybe about 6 weeks ago, something like that.
Right.
Yeah, I'm in the process of that too. We want to get into more pre-recorded and like edited stuff too. And yeah, I have a lot of editors like on my phone and stuff that
he does so much more than I do.
I've edited a lot of stuff. I just haven't actually posted really anything yet. And
hey, Super Russ
and Stay Puff are here.
Hey, Sean.
Hey guys, hope you're having a good weekend.
Good to see you both. Yeah, it was Sean that was like, I think you meant Simply Incredible Podcast. I'm like, you're right. Oh my God, how did I not notice that?
Again, I'm very simple. I don't mind. So, hey, Discovery Bay is in the house.
Hey,
Disco.
He's a real orchid too.
All right, now the question is, the origin stories. How did you guys get started in collecting?
it's kind of interesting how we did together. I mean, I collected when I was a kid, when I was younger. And it seems like a lot of people in the community too had a big kind of hiatus. It seemed like a lot of us kind of hit like 18 or so, or right after high school or something. It seemed like a lot of us kind of got out of it for a while. And because I've met a lot of people that kind of got back in.
Yeah. Well, see, like before we met, I had been kind of a collector, but not really too much like comics and stuff. Like I've always been a nerd. My mom raised me a nerd, and watching like Xena and Superman and like Hercules, and I used to like collect Barbies and stuff. But when we started collecting together, we were up at my grandparents', and my niece had her Umbrella Academy trade there.
Yeah, I was just
and
sitting there.
Started reading it, and he's like, "Hey, you know what? Let's go to the comic book store." I'm like, "Oh, hey, I know just the place."
Yeah, because it was on the way home, and and that was our first time going back, because we both knew that we were like into him and stuff, or had been into him previously in our lives, and I mean, we had started watching like the MCU movies together, and
yeah, I had to catch him up on all of those.
And
like around the time
I was behind,
yeah. Around the time that we met, you hadn't seen all of them, and I remember catching you up around Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah,
and
I
had to.
And so I would always, after like seeing him, I'd be like, oh, in the comics it was like that. I would always tell her like everything, like, oh, in the comics it was like this, but there was so much I hadn't read. Like, and when we got back in, it was, this might actually be an anniversary for that too, because it was January.
It was January. I think it was 2018. Yeah, because it was after we got married, and we got married in 17. So yeah, 2018.
January 2018. So yeah, this would be about 3 years now. We've been back into it.
And we have like 4,209 comics.
Yeah, because she.
I did the inventory.
Yeah, she inventories it on the app, and I think we just broke 4,200.
Yeah, we're at 4,209.
Yeah, I mean that's with like selling a lot too, though. I mean, we sold a grip in like a while ago, but and I think that's counting like hardcovers and trades too, though, as well.
Yes, because like our very first giveaway on YouTube, we gave away the Fantastic Four omnibus.
Yeah, the first one.
Oh, those are expensive.
Especially that first one, because
they accidentally bought 2 copies of it, so I'm like, oh, we'll do it on a giveaway.
Yeah, I doubled up on it accidentally somehow. That happens, I guess, but that's when we gave that away. Yeah,
and then we just kind of started collecting together, and I mean, at first he was always getting like back issues. Like the very first time we went to the comic book store together, we walked out with maybe just like a book or 2 from like the quarter bin.
And that first time on just on the way back home. Yeah. But then we went a few days later on like the weekend.
And then we started going on like on Wednesdays and everything.
And honestly, I kind of lucked out because it was actually right when Marvel Legacy started. So they were kind of like rejuvenating a lot of stuff. So I was able to just kind of just buy the first Legacy issues of a lot of my favorite characters from the past and stuff. So my pull list for that first like year,
it was big.
It was ridiculous, really. But
he was bringing in like stacks like that, and I was over here just like little tiny stacks.
Yeah.
Yep. It was one of the first AOKs we ever released. Him and Mo sent us an AOK, and those were some of the first ones we ever got.
Yeah, and Disco's was like right before Mo's.
We still have the sign.
We have all the notes. Yeah, we've kept everything.
We have all the notes that we plan on putting up on the back wall. And we actually have a few AOKs in the works to go out. We have one that's almost
3 or 4.
3 or 4 of them, and then we have one that's almost ready to go out, and then the other 2 are almost ready, but we've just been like stashing them aside. And so I love this community and AOKs. They're so fun to give out.
Oh yeah,
it's great.
Oh, it's such a great community. And honestly, really in the last year, with all that's going on in the world, I've really discovered how really tight knit we are as a community.
Yeah, by far, and it's restored my faith in humanity a few times now, because it's just
especially now,
it's so insane how caring and everything everyone is. My leg's not gonna fit there. I thought it was, but but it's definitely restored my faith in humanity. And excuse me, I love this community though, and it's so awesome because like even Disco Bay from like the beginning when he was always doing his early Saturday morning shows of what's on, who's going to be where.
Oh yeah,
and
you do it every morning.
Yeah, every
like
Saturday
every
morning he would do that show, and I thought it was the coolest thing.
Like, yeah, what's gonna be on YouTube that day, and yeah,
and what to look out for, and what time, who's going live when. And now everybody goes live. It's just like it's incredible.
Yeah, and how fast it's grown too.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so like when we first started collecting together, I was more into getting trades. I was a lot more into getting trades and back than I was back issues.
It's true.
But then it slowly bit me too, and now I have almost the full run of Catwoman and almost the full run of Green Arrow.
Yeah, so, yeah. Now you actually work on like back issue runs, and yeah.
Catwoman was a character I was going to ask you about because I know you have that Catwoman #1.
Yes, I actually have it 3. I have 3 copies of it. There's that one that's the direct, and then this one is a direct too, and it's the first slab Solgr ever got me. It's a 9.6.
Awesome.
And he surprised me with it one day on the way home from work. He's like, "Oh, hey, something came in the mail," and I'm like, "Well, what'd you order?" You know. But then the other copy I have of it is the newsstand that I got for like $5. So I actually have 3 copies of the Catwoman #1.
Yeah,
that is awesome. One of my favorite covers. I love that costume.
Oh yeah, we do too.
It's so beautiful. If I had to ever cosplay Selena Kyle, I would do the purple suit.
Yeah,
I would have to.
By far.
But yeah, I actually have 3 copies of the #1, 2 direct, and 1 that's a newsstand that I got for like $5.
I mean, just even the way the whip is on that, it just makes it look amazing.
I know, really does. It's such a perfect cover. And how she's like centered too. Like it's just like, it's just really pleasing.
I love it. And I love how his signature is just in the podium. Hey. I can't wait to get one of my copies signed by Jim Valiant though. Like, I'm a huge fan of his, and I geeked out when he sent me a happy birthday on Facebook. I was like, wait, what? What?
Oh, yeah.
But I know he does free signatures, and so when the cons come back, I'm definitely going to get probably either my newsstand or my direct copy signed by him.
And then slab it after, yeah.
But this is the very first slab that he ever surprised me with.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So eventually I'll get it upgraded to a 9.8, and the newsstand I have might be a 9.8 candidate. It's really close up there.
It's close, yeah.
But yeah.
It could be.
I love this book. It's my triple threat. I have 3 copies of it.
That is great.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Catwoman fan. I always have been. I love Selena Kyle's story and everything about her.
I mean, that's me with Harley. I love that Batman the Animated Series origin story, not so much the Suicide Squad movie.
Right? Yeah.
That movie wasn't any.
No.
They didn't do any justice by it.
Yeah, it definitely could have been a lot better. That's for sure.
Yeah. But that was the very first slap he ever surprised me with, and I'm like, what? And it was actually funny because when we did the unboxing, it's like, it's my first child. My children. It is one of my children. I consider my comic books my kids.
I'm right there with you. Comic books, baseball cards. Yeah.
I love this book. Yeah. And I even have the redheaded stepchild one that we got from those guys when they sent out the appreciation box, and I got the Mary Jane variant with the gun and that old timey. Oh, love that one. Cover.
Yeah, that's such a gorgeous cover.
Love that cover.
That is awesome.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Man, I love hearing these stories.
I know. I always love hearing people's origin stories and stuff too, and how they get into them.
Kind of always reminds me of Doctor Who, and in the end, we're all stories. Just make it a good one.
Yes. I've only watched Doctor Who. Was that the first one I remember seeing? I think they had the 9th Doctor on.
Yeah, the 9th was the first when they brought it back. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they switched to the other Doctor. I was like, I'm used to this guy over here.
Right. Yeah, because the 9th Doctor only did the 1 season. Yeah.
Gosh, I would like to meet them. That'd be awesome.
Oh yeah.
My older sister went to a con and met Matt Smith and had him sign a thing that I have out in the living room next to my not Deadpool, but
I thought it was back here for a second.
yeah.
I was looking for it. But,
my Doctor Who display that I have out in the front room. I have an autograph signed by Matt Smith that says, "So long as you remember all the people you used to be." And my sister had surprised me with it, and it was dropping him off. I see visiting him on lunch while he was working, and my sister sent me a picture, and I almost started to cry. I was like,
"Oh, no, you did!" And I was like, I started freaking out, like, "What the hell's the matter with you?" Like, and you're like, "No, it's a good thing."
It's a good cry. It's a good cry. And then I showed her the picture that my older sister had gotten it signed because Matt Smith's my doctor. When I started getting into Doctor Who, he's always just been.
And it's awesome that she had him sign that too, because that was your favorite quote. Because he says that right before his regeneration, on his farewell,
his ending, where it's like because it starts out with the first face this face saw, and then it's
oh, you used to, I remember the whole thing. How he says, "Oh God, it's such a good farewell speech," but like how it's like how you can disappear like breath on a mirror.
Yeah, breath on a mirror, and then it goes.
I can't remember it right now though.
We're all different people all throughout our lives, and that's okay. That's good. You got to keep moving, so long as you remember all the people you used to be.
Yeah.
Wow.
I used to have it on my back.
That's just so crazy for him to say. Yeah, the doctor.
That is deep right there.
Yeah. It was my cover photo on Facebook for a long time, so I had it memorized.
He supposedly improved a lot of that too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so it's like when my sister shows me that she has it signed by Matt Smith saying, "For so long as you remember all the people you used to be," I'm like, "Oh my God, believe it!"
Because you knew at that time that Matt Smith was there at our con, but we had to work, we couldn't go, and then so she did that. You didn't know she was doing that either. Like that.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I had no idea, which is why I probably cried when she sent me the picture. She's like, "Oh, hey, by the way, I got this for you," and I'm like, "Wait, what?" It was awesome.
Yeah, that'd be a big one. I'm still waiting to get.
I'm just glad I turned you into a Whovian because he wasn't a Whovian beforehand either.
That's true. Yeah, I had never watched it. It was funny when I actually did start watching it though. She was at work, and I started watching it kind of by myself. And when she got home, it was like kind of like a marathon thing. And I was like, "You're not gonna believe what it was on a commercial break." So when she walked in, and I was like, "But you're not gonna believe what I'm watching."
Yep. And
when it came back, it was
Waters of Mars. And the
Waters
second
Mars,
I saw David Tennant, I was like, "Oh my God, yay!" And then I got all the DVDs for my mom, and you borrowed them and caught up on all of them in like a matter of a week.
I got caught up on not all of Doctor Who, but all of it from that Eccleston season. So since it wasn't a reboot, but the bringing it back, I guess.
Reboot.
Yeah, I caught up on that in like a week.
Yeah.
Watching, it would have been like 7 seasons, I think, at that point.
Good gracious.
Yeah, of Doctor Who too, and that's like, that's a lot of stuff to cram in your brain at the time.
Yeah. I made it. I watched the one season, and when they switched doctors, I'm like, I'm not interested now. Now I want to go back and watch it.
Was kind of hard to move on to a new Doctor.
Was David Tennant? Was he the second one? Of the newer ones?
Yeah, second of the newer ones. Yeah,
second. Of the
I know the original ones was back in the like 60s and 70s. So
yeah.
Tom Baker was my mom's doctor.
Yeah, which he was the fourth. Yeah, fourth. I think. Yeah.
Wow, that is awesome. Do you guys get any of the comic books?
We have some. Yeah, we get them sometimes. There was the most recent one we didn't get. We did get the what was that event they just did? The Time Lord Victorious, I think is what it is.
Yeah, that one you've read.
We did get that and read. Yeah, and I read it. You haven't yet, and it was pretty good. It was actually a comic book crossover of the 13th and 10th Doctors. So Tennant and
Jodie.
Jodie.
Jodie
Whittaker.
Yeah.
Sounds like I know I have some. I just can't remember which ones I got.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew it was the Ninth Doctor. I do remember that because I liked him. With Billy, was it Billy Piper? Was that her name?
Billy Piper, yeah.
I thought she was amazing. I think didn't she come back later?
As Bad Wolf.
Yeah, as Bad Wolf. And
I loved when she came back as Bad Wolf in
was it Time of the Doctor or Day of the Doctor?
Day of the Doctor.
Day.
Or was it Time?
Day. Because
yeah.
Time was the Matt Smith special one.
Yep, that's what it was.
That's right, yeah.
She did so good when she came back as Bad Wolf. I loved that.
Yeah, she was awesome in that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I read some of the comics. I'm not currently reading the ones that are coming out right now, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I think one has came out since that event that I read.
Yeah,
and we didn't get that one.
Because I wanted to get
the Matt Smith trade though.
Yeah, you did.
I wanted to get mine signed, but at a Wizard World. But my goodness, it was expensive. So I was like, I'm not going to be doing that.
I believe it.
I bet the lines for them too would probably be pretty crazy too.
Yeah, but I mean, Wizard World prices are expensive anyway. At least I think so. So for me, it's just I can't do it.
Yeah, it's way too pricey. That's why I was like so thankful that my sister got me that signature by Matt Smith, and I'm really glad that she ended up doing it for me, because I guess it was like the last signature of the day. But at the same time, it was like you don't always want to meet your idols, because she was telling me how he was kind of like rude about it.
He seemed like a little cranky. And,
yeah, it was like cranky.
Near the end of the day. I mean, I would be too, probably, but
yeah, I probably would be too. But at the same time, I'm kind of like, after hearing that, I'm like, okay, I'm glad you did it for me, because I might have been heartbroken.
Right? Yeah, to meet him, and
devastating.
Right?
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah.
It was like when I met Amanda Connor and Jimmy Palmiotti. I was so nervous walking up to them because, again, my Harley Quinn stuff. And when I met them, they were sweet as can be. I couldn't have been happier.
That's awesome. See, and then when it works that way, it's
That's what I hear about John Barrowman.
Oh, I think he's awesome.
Yeah. I hear he's really nice.
Yeah, I could see that for sure.
When you had the opportunity to meet Stanley,
that was during my original time collecting. A good, holy cow. God, that'd be like 20 years ago now at this point.
Yeah, 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Time goes by.
Yeah, I met him in, was it 2017 or 2018? I think it was 17. At Heroes Con in Charlotte. And I got lucky because my brother, he knew how much I wanted to meet him. So he bought me the package where you had the meet and greet, and then you had the pass to get an autograph and a photo with him.
Wow.
Oh, that's perfect.
That's awesome.
It was both awesome and kind of heartbreaking as well, because people were asking questions and he was looking right at me. And the person asking a question was about 5 feet to my left. And I was like, oh, man, you can't see very well. Oh.
Yeah. That was only just a few years ago. So it was in the later years.
Yeah.
This was a good 20 years ago when I met him. So he was a bit younger. So
yeah, but it was awesome. It was so cool.
Yeah, it's definitely. I wish I had pictures from it, but I don't even know where they even are at this point. Because it was so long ago. And
buried with that picture is the TMNT. That I know is around here somewhere, and I thought it was going to be in a spot when I went into a black hole, the closet, and everything that's packed up, and I still didn't find it. And I'm like, I know it's around here somewhere.
Swear we've seen it not that long ago.
What is it?
So when I was younger, my grandma was a really good seamstress and made like a lot of the Halloween costumes and stuff I would wear those years were a lot of the time superhero themed. And we posted pictures when I was young of like Superman costume, Batman costume, but there's one of me in, I'm pretty sure it was Leonardo, TMNT one.
Mm-hmm.
It probably would have had to been Leonardo because he was always my favorite.
And it's him dressed up as Halloween, and the TMNT costume that she had made him, it just was like to the T perfect what it was back in the day. And I know I have the picture around here somewhere. It's just a matter of finding it and knowing where it's at.
Yeah, we've been looking for it.
Yeah.
Okay, when the cons come back around, what are some artists you guys would like to meet, or writers?
Well, my bucket list is still probably like one of my favorite creators. I still need to meet Todd McFarlane. So, because when I actually met Stan Lee and stuff, my stepbrother at the time, we were at the it was at San Diego back in the day, and before, I mean, it was big back then, but before, I mean, not nowhere near like it is now. But both lines were obviously massive, so we had a Rochambeau for who meets Stan Lee and who meets Todd McFarlane, and I got Stan Lee, he got Todd McFarlane. So that was the one that I still haven't met. I did recently at my LCS, like I did find a Spawn #1 signed by Todd McFarlane, but not one that I personally got signed by him.
Mm-hmm.
But just finding it random there, was still pretty crazy, like just randomly, like not even looking for it, or obviously.
There's a few writers and artists that I want to meet, like Senna Takeda, I really want to meet, and Marjorie Liu, I really want to get something signed by her. But I also still really love Jim Valiant, and so it's like I would definitely get one by Valiant. And then the other one I was actually really excited for was Brian.
Oh, the one the one from Postal.
Matt Hawkins.
It's Hawkins,
Yeah, it was Matt Hawkins on Postal, because I really love Postal. That series is like one of my favorites, and I have all the trades from the first run. Mm-hmm. But one of the cons we went to, he was supposed to come, and then it wasn't until the day before that I found out he canceled. And I'm like, wait, what? No. And I'd even got my book already. And I was like, the next day we were at the con, and we're going through the Nerd Store's books at the time that they had at the con. And I told them how I was so excited. And they're like, oh, about that. He canceled. I'm like,
yeah.
But I wanted.
Because, we were at the store that puts on this smaller con. We were there like the day before.
He did meet Clinton Crane, though.
Yeah, that was another bucket list one. Yeah, because I've always loved Jerry Duggan, Clinton Crane, and we actually did have a big bucket list one. Was Jim Lee. We did get to meet.
Yeah, we got
it was last year.
Year before last. It would have been 2019.
Gosh.
Early 2019. I was getting ready to make dinner one night, and I was out. Well, I mean, at the time, dinner was making TV dinners in the microwave. But I was like cooking, and I turned on the microwave, and I was like on my phone, and I saw that Jim Lee was going to be at our LCS, and I go straight into the bedroom, and this was like the night before that I found out. I was like, we have to get tomorrow off work, and he's like, why? What's going on? I'm like, Jim Lee's going to be at our LCS.
I'm like, no way, because I thought it'd be no one I'd ever meet. Like, he would never come to our con, and it wasn't even a con; it was a shop signing.
It was at Dr. Volt's, and it was just
at our main LCS, and it was just because he has like family or something in the town or city or in this area. I guess
it was like up in Park City, and
it was something like that.
But
it was just a surprise kind of drop by. Signed for 3 or 4 hours kind of thing.
We weren't able to get the full day off, but we were able to get off of work early to go. And then we got there at like 5, and we didn't get it signed, get the signatures until about
it was a long wait,
7 or 6.
Not super
6,
long, but
it was probably like a 2-hour wait. And it was really awesome though, because it's like, it was the first time I ever went and got anything signed ever. So I didn't think that you need to let the ink dry. I accidentally smeared some of them. And I'm like, no, I made a rookie mistake. And he's just over here tells the story. And I'm like, all right, you're right. Maybe I didn't ruin the signature then.
I mean, it was only like one of them, and it wasn't even that bad. So, I mean.
And we ended up getting another one that we bought that he had signed and left behind at the shop. It was
so we ended up getting the perfect one.
Yeah, it was the Batman Damned ones that he had signed. Yeah. But what was really cool about him coming to our LCS is even after it was like closing time, he went down the line. Like once he was done signing in the store and he's getting ready to leave, he went down the line of everybody outside and was still signing.
That was still waiting.
Yeah, once they
because it was in the winter. Because it was in the winter too, and it was like cold outside.
It was like January, February.
It was December, January, probably early January, because I think it was after New Year's.
Yeah, I think it was early January. But I remember seeing that it was so awesome that even after, because we were one of the last ones that got in the door to sign.
Yeah,
and then they were just kind of like moving people out and in and out and. So it's like by the time he was done signing everything inside, he just followed down the line and signed everybody's
like everything
that were
on
like
the way out.
Still all the way lined outside of the store.
Yeah.
I am detecting a pattern now. A lot of you guys kind of events happen in January.
It does seem like that. Because we don't really get big crazy cons or anything here. The kind of yearly ones we have like 2 in our area. There's like the Salt Lake, like it used to be Salt Lake Comic Con, but what is it now? Like Salt Lake FanX or FanX or whatever now. Yeah. And then there's a smaller one. It's like a smaller. It's a free one, which is awesome. But I mean, you can kind of.
We had the pandemic not happened last year, we would have gone to the Wasatch Con. It would have been the second year.
Yeah.
And that one I was really excited for. But yeah, it is a lot.
Yeah, because we actually like that smaller one better than our bigger one because I mean, there's more books and there's more like book retailers and stuff there. And
yeah, because some of the cons, like the FanX ones here, we get a lot more movie stars and TV stars than we do like creators and artists.
It's more
and
geared
writers.
towards that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's why I like Heroes Con down in Charlotte. It's huge, but I mean, it is comic book focused with comic book memorabilia, tons of artists and writers, lots of cosplay, but none of the celebrity element to it. I do love going to San Diego, but it is definitely not a Comic Con.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But
it's definitely something I think you definitely need to experience, but you definitely have to go there with kind of a different mindset than
for me, my mindset is let me go find the artists and the writers because just about everyone is there.
The thing I will say about our big one though, we do normally have good artist alleys and stuff. I do like our artist alleys. We don't get the biggest creators, but I mean last time we had
Mike Zeck.
The Mike Zeck one was the one I was really stoked on that one. And Arthur Sidem, he was awesome to talk to. He was funny. He was
He was a cool guy. We stood there at his booth for a while and talked with him. He was a cool guy. I love meeting the creators and the artists, and it's like when we first started collecting together, like one of the first trades I bought was the Monstrous one, and so it's like I would just love to meet Santa Decatur and
Marjorie Liu.
Just I love the art on them too, and it's just like it's so good.
I see them doing a lot of like international cons. I mean, I would imagine they do American cons
I've seen them at Midtown, but I haven't.
I'm sure it's probably just the bigger main ones. I bet.
Matter of time.
Marjorie is a great writer. She's done a lot of great stuff.
She is.
Yeah, she's definitely one of my favorites.
Yeah, her and
Marvel stuff.
I love Gail Simone also.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Definitely good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
So, I guess I got to ask, how did you two meet?
First time we actually like saw each other was actually at a wake of one of my really good friends growing up. So that was kind of fitting, but
and the first time we saw each other, we didn't even really say anything. He had like walked out to the garage, and I was out there having a cigarette, and he had like almost fallen down the stairs, but didn't quite fall down the stairs, and we caught eye contact, and we both just kind of did like a little head nod, and then
if I would have fallen, I would have like face planted like right into you.
Yeah, like straight cut, and so
literally
shortly after, shortly after I had left and gone to the bar with my sister that night, and then almost a month later.
Yeah.
A little over a month later, he helped a friend move into a new house down south, and my brother is like, "Hey, we just helped move. Come hang out with us for the night." And I'm like, "Well, I got to take care of my mom's dog because she's out of town." I was like, "Yeah, I'll come hang out, but I have to be home in the morning to feed the dog, give him a shot because he's diabetic." And so it's like we go out there, and my brother came out, picked me up. And then everybody was just drinking, having pizza and beer. And then they had started a conversation that I didn't feel like getting in the middle of because I'm like, I'm really quiet most of the time.
I am too. That's why I was sitting there drawing.
Yeah, he was sitting there drawing on the couch. And I remember the kids were watching Wreck-It Ralph, and I love that movie. It's an adorable
That's
movie.
one of my favorite animated movies.
Yeah.
I love. Yeah, we love those movies.
And so one of the first things I said to him was just, "What's you drawing?" And he had just been drawing little doodles, and and then it sparked this conversation, and we just everybody else saw it before we did, because that next morning my brother was taking when we were getting ready for my contacts at the time, I was wearing contacts and they were bugging me, but I didn't have my glasses, so I'm like, I'm just gonna take them out and go to bed. I'm like, I don't know you, but I'm gonna hug you too. And, so then I go to bed, and then that next morning, my brother was giving me a ride home, and he's like, I can get his number for you if you want. And I'm like, well, I'm not looking for anything. I've given up, I'm done trying. And it's like, if you want, give him my number, go for it. Mm-hmm. And so then that next morning, he woke up to, hey, Jake wants to talk to you. And he's like, what'd I do?
I know, because I knew he was your brother, and I'm thinking, replaying the night before, I didn't say anything inappropriate or just make an ass out of myself or something. Because normally brothers don't like me.
What did I do?
Yeah, but yeah, me and your brother have always gotten along though. Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, you guys still did get along, and and it was actually kind of funny because after that we had started talking, and it was like, okay, so it's a known fact we kind of like each other, but we're going to take it back a step and act like junior high kids and be just nervous and shy around each other now.
We had both kind of been single for a while.
Yeah.
We both just kind of we were over it and just wasn't really looking for anything. Both of us were in the same place pretty much. And
pretty much. And and then we were just really shy, quiet. And we were don't be too eager. Don't, play cool. Just relax. And,
stay cool.
Yeah. And then a month later, we ended up making it official on April 6th of 2013 is when we got together. So this year we're going on 8 years being together and 3 years married.
3 years married. Yeah.
That is awesome.
And the rest was just all she wrote. Because
that first time we hung out, just me and you though, we watched Doctor Who though. That's when you kind of started trying to get. I mean, so technically the first time I watched Doctor Who was that time, but
it was the new season.
It was really hard to get into.
Yeah, it was a Saturday, and it was a new episode. And he's like, "Hey, you want to hang out?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, but I don't want to miss Doctor Who." He's like, "Oh, you can watch it here." I'm like, "Okay." Mm-hmm. So I go over there. We missed the original airing of it, and end up having to watch the replay. And then he still kind of it was hard to get into at that time because it was just.
Well, because, I mean, you didn't tell me how there was, the big break. She's telling me it's, a 50-year-old show, and, I'm like, a 50-year-old sci-fi show, I don't have enough years left in my life to, get behind this,
Yeah, it did take some time, so...
But it actually is pretty easy to get into, though.
But it was pretty funny, because he was I had asked him, I was like, yeah, well, Doctor Who's going to be on. He's like, oh, I've heard of that show, but he didn't, actually know about the show.
I was thinking of something else, yeah.
Yeah, so I go over there, and we missed the first part of it, but then we watched the replay, and then...
I was lost.
He was very lost. So it was it's good, though, watching that, and then meeting Granny for the first time, and it's just ever since then we've just been inseparable.
Yeah, and it's crazy, because I mean I've been in somewhat I was gonna say long relationships, but I mean I had 3 year ones, 2 3 year ones, couple 2 or 3 year ones.
We had my longest relationship beat at 3 months. By the time we had been together 3 months, we had already surpassed my longest relationship before I met him. So.
But yeah, and I don't know. It's just been crazy though, because past relationships or something. Yeah, I've never been with someone that had so much in common, or
I don't know how
it was just so easy
to
to get along.
Unless you've gone through it, it's hard to find. And I know we both weren't looking for anything by the time we met, but it's
well, it's how they always say you're never going to find it if you're looking for it, kind of stuff. And
what's really crazy,
so true in our case,
is the lady that signed my birth certificate sang at his mom's wedding.
Oh yeah, she was born at the hospital that my mom worked at, and we were able to find her. And then I'm thinking, okay, so the year you were born, my mom did work in labor and delivery back then. So I'm like, my mom could have delivered delivered you, or at the very least carried you.
Yeah.
And we found her birth certificate, and the lady that signed it was like my mom's best friend from work,
That
who
sang it.
was an incredible singer, who
Yeah.
sung at my mom's wedding when she married this dipshit. But
Yeah.
sorry, but
True story.
yeah, true story. Yeah, small world. Like, so my mom definitely took care of you probably when you were born in the hospital.
And like ever like since we've been together, there's just been so many like random like
we
cosmic occurrences.
Yeah, we call them
it's
cosmic
like,
occurrences.
how is that possible? Like, how does this line up? Like, it's just, and we still think Ernie. Like, there isn't a doubt in my mind that Ernie had a play in it. You know, from like when we were just happened to be at the same wake, and like, it's just everything in the years that we've been together, and like we got so comfortable so fast, and like,
it's true.
Yeah, it's insane.
I do believe in fate. I definitely do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I always have too, but I mean, I
used to-
definitely do now more than ever, for sure.
Yeah, same. I used to swear up and down I was never getting married ever.
Me too.
Like, especially after my
Me too.
exactly. Like, after my parents' divorce, I was like, nope, not gonna happen. And then I meet him and he proposes, and I'm like, okay, yeah.
I mean,
gotta
it was,
do that.
yeah, so it was like 5 years after like being together that I finally did, but yeah.
Yeah, it was about 5 years later. Yeah.
That is so awesome.
It wasn't until we were on with Hialeah that I realized giving up at 23 is still a young age to give up on
Pretty
love.
young to give up on, yeah.
I'm like, well, it okay, you got a good point there, sir.
Yeah, that never dawned on me. And then we figured, because how I had been single for so long, I would have been like 20, around the same age when I would have.
Mm-hmm.
So it's crazy.
I got him his first tattoo, and
yeah, I wouldn't have.
Years
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have started tattooing and stuff like without, if I hadn't met you either. I'm sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of crazy things that happen, but we're still together.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's been 8
consider
years.
comics our kids.
Yep. 4,000 kids.
Got them buried and put in bed.
Right.
So when you said that, I looked. I'm like, I have about 7,800 comics.
Dang,
Oh
yeah,
wow, yeah.
Which I actually have more than that, because like the last about year, I haven't put any into my CLZ app.
Yeah, and you can accumulate a lot in a year. Yeah, we've noticed. So.
Yeah, because we've accumulated the 42 in a matter of like what, 3 years?
Yeah, around 3 years now. Yeah,
or 2 years, 3 years.
Well, 3.
3 years, yeah, 3 years. Yeah.
Because back for a while, I had 2 LCSs in my town. One opened at 10, one opened at 11. So I go to the 10 o'clock one, I'd get all the books that I wanted. And then I go to the other one and I would get duplicates of some of the books I wanted.
Yeah, we used to pull that too, because I mean, we have like 3 in our area, 2 that are like really good, and like one's just kind of like our main one, and we go to the other good one just kind of every now and then.
The other one kind of charges for bags and boards though too. They do like a matter of cents for the bag and board that you're buying the book in, but it's still, they have a really good killer back selection.
They have a lot. Yeah, they do have a good back issue selection.
So it's like we got the 2 stores, and then we have the nerd store, and the nerd store doesn't really have a good selection. And then the times that they do is when there was one summer, every other Sunday, they would bring out their back stock of their long boxes and do like a $1 sale where it's like all comics $1. And we got a good grip there, but it's just since they didn't have them out all the time at the nerd store, we didn't really go there very often, but we mostly just go to Volts, and it's a good LCS. I love that LCS.
Yeah, it's been a really good one, and it's actually the one that you went to.
It's the first one my brother-in-law
before
took
we
me
met.
to.
Yeah, because it was her brother-in-law's LCS is how we started going there.
Yeah, because I was watching Arrow with my mom, and she's like, and the preview is like, oh, based on the comic, and I'm like, hey Josh, you want to take me to the comic book store?
Yeah, that's how she started going before we met. Yeah,
it was like maybe a year before we met.
I think we figured, it was like a year before.
Yeah, it was like a year or two before that I had bought in a few comics and trades, and then when you said you wanted to go to the comic book store, I'm like, oh, I know just a place.
Yeah.
Went
Because
straight to
when I was
Dr.
younger,
Bolt's.
the shop. Well, when I was younger, I mean, there was like the newsstands was a lot bigger back when I was younger, so
Yep.
you were able to get them in a lot more places. But there still was like an LCS back then that we would go to too, but it's gone now. So that's why when we decided to go, I kind of didn't. I mean, I knew of the one that we go to because I used to go. I did go to it a few times back in the day under the previous owner, and.
Hey Jojo, I just realized you put her up on the thing.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was just saying hi.
Hey.
Delayed is what I'm good at. But
Right.
yeah. And so our LCS just got sold out though, so it's like going through a change in new management, but I'm hoping that not too much changes.
Yeah, we're a little nervous about it, but I don't know.
Definitely
I think
nervous.
if what they've told us so far comes to fruition, and if they don't change too much, like
Then
I think they'll be
we might
alright.
be okay with it, yeah.
Yeah.
Because like we've said before, like we do have a really good one. Like it's
well, and we noticed actually with our LCS that months, but because the new employees that they've had, we knew that we saw at the nerd store. We're like, oh, that's cool. They're in the same community and everything, and into the same thing. And then it's like when they made the announcement that the nerd store is going to be taking over, it was like, okay, how long was this in the works? Because we knew he worked at the nerd store, like. And we've seen him there now for like the past at least couple months.
we've been seeing some of their employees slowly coming over,
like slowly being integrated over. And so it's like they've been keeping tabs and learning everything that Dave, the original owner, how he was able to succeed and how he was able to keep the business running. So they've been picking up a lot of tips from him on how to do stuff that it gives us hope. But I'm still nervous as to when he's not there anymore.
I'm glad that they're actually learning how he does it, and instead of just coming in and wanting to do just how they've done it over there. Yeah. Because where their main shop is, it's a totally different animal because like it's in a mall.
Yeah.
Like
it's completely different, different type of atmosphere.
Yeah, different clientele almost at that point. I mean, you do get like the Wednesday Warriors and like like the diehards like us and everything, but I mean a lot of it is just like mall people walking in, kind of like, what is this,
Yeah.
Posters, shirts,
a lot of statues and figures. So I mean, I like going there for that.
I've only got my Catwoman wallet.
That was the exact store we had here at the mall. I mean, the back issues were ridiculously expensive.
Yeah.
Because all they were focusing on was like the merchandise section because that's what they got. Action figures, merchandise, like the statues and stuff. They sold tons of that. Some of the gaming cards, they sold a lot of that as well.
Yeah, because they do have like the big events too. Yeah, they do that. The good thing with them though is the brothers that own it though. So the ones that are going to own our LCS now, they are like they definitely know their stuff and everything, because we've talked to them like at the bigger FanX Con and everything, and so I'm glad that they are kind of like real comic book people that at least own it, that is going to be coming in.
The one thing I am slightly worried about though is Volts was really good at underselling some of his Prices Marked books, where you could get a really good condition book, Prices Marked, really good price. And
that is one thing.
With the nerd store, it was a little more hit or miss on. It's like, okay, it's this key, it's in good condition, but I don't know if it's really worth as high as they're trying to sell it for.
Yeah.
So it's like that's the one thing I'm kind of like nervous about, because
one of my grails that I still need to acquire, Silver Surfer 4.
Yeah.
I saw it in person there once raw, and it was a haggard copy. It was beat up, and they were still. I mean, I know it's a hella pricey ass book, but it was definitely not worth what they were looking for in that condition. Like it was haggard.
That's what I'm nervous for, because Volts, like from what we've known, his Prices Marked. He can have like a really good condition book and a kind of slightly lower condition book, but the price difference is like $6 to $10 on certain keys.
And it's normally a big difference. Yeah, I say that all the time.
Really good with the Prices Marked, so I'm kind of like I'm hoping they stay good with decent prices on the key books that are like.
Because I don't know if he's going off of like older Overstreet
I think
or
he
something.
is because
He might be,
I've
but-
seen Andy
because his prices
Price books
are
too,
good.
where Andy's going off the street guide.
Yeah, that's what I think they do
So-
probably.
I tell you the worst though. Don't. Have you guys ever bought anything from Mile High Comics?
Not yet.
Their prices are absurd.
They are, yeah. I don't think I have yet. I mean, we bought a lot of stuff from online stuff, but I don't think we have from them yet.
I know we've wanted to go there though on like a
I
road
wanted,
trip.
I wanted to go there
Yeah.
to see the place for sure, but
Yeah.
I don't know how much we'd be able to buy from there though. Yeah,
I
Probably
mean,
not.
they had it's like a 60% off sale, and I'm like, they are still high on stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
There's actually
Yeah, it
2
is.
stores up north from where we're at, up in like Centerville or Layton.
yeah,
Yeah,
a
because
couple
we're
of
in Salt
late.
Lake in Utah, and they're like up in Layton. But they're ones that we found online, and they have a lot of like the bicentennial
The treasuries.
treasuries.
Oh,
and-
those are my favorites. Every
I
time
know,
I
I
see
love
Treasury, I have to point this out.
Oh, there you go. Hell yeah, that's
I
definitely on my
love
list.
Treasuries.
I do too. Yeah, this is the only one we have too.
Nice.
The cap one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But there's
And,
another. Yeah. There's one that we found online up north from where we're at that has a bunch of these treasuries, and we're like, we need to go there.
Yeah, I actually custom made a board for this one. Yeah.
I don't remember where we got the bag from either, but it's a resealable one somehow.
Yeah, I think the bag was actually
Could have been like a slab
I
bag
think it
or
might have
like
been a
a
slab bag.
yeah.
When the one
You may
shop
shift
went out of
it.
business at the mall, I actually bought a pack of bags and boards for these.
Yeah, yeah, I did see that. Yeah, they do have like the treasury bags and board sizes.
Yeah.
But I mean, we've been planning on buying some of the bags and boards since we plan on going to those other shops that have more.
When we get the chance, when we have a little extra money to spend and we know the car maintenance is good enough to drive up that far,
Yeah, because we kind of got to travel to go to them.
then we're definitely going to go up there and go hunting, because we want to have it set aside to where it's like we have a grip of money with our budget.
Big
'cause
budget, yeah.
a lot of the times before we even go to the comic book store, we're like, okay, this is what we have, this is what we need, we got these bills paid, we can't go over this amount. So sometimes as we're getting ready to check out, we're like, okay, we'll get all of this, and then we'll kind of hold on to what we're gonna put back in the hold. And we'll be like, well, that depends on what this total comes to after our discount. Okay, yeah, we can get a couple more. And then like that's usually how we do it. So it's like,
Yeah, we normally go with a budget and split it 50-50.
Mhm.
And it's kind of been good for our show, because then that created like our segment where
His
it's
and
like
hers.
his and her. Yeah, the his and her hunt. So
yeah, and how we changed the backdrop, because like back when we first started doing the show here, it used to just be Marvel, DC, and now
Mhm.
it's more like his favorite books and now my favorite books.
yeah,
And we changed that in the
I
background.
don't know
in
how we didn't
2
do that
years.
earlier. Like do it that before.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So me.
What kind of treasuries are you guys looking for?
I mean, I've kind of looked on eBay. There's some Thor ones I've seen I like, some Spider-Man. The big one I really want to find though is, I'm pretty sure, I think it was probably a Fantastic Four one, but it was one that had
Was
Doctor
it
Doom.
Doom?
Remember that
Yeah,
one? Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Is it
can't.
Doom one? I think it was a Fantastic Four.
It most likely was. I
I
can't
think
recall
those ones
what
are awesome though.
issue number or anything, but yeah, I mean, it was like he was most of the cover. It's like a big Doom one. I remember
Mhm.
for sure. That's the one I'm really looking for.
One I'm really looking for is that Superman meets Spider-Man.
Oh, that one
That
too.
would
Yeah,
be a good
I
one.
believe they'd say that's the first crossover with Marvel DC.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think
So
I've
that-
heard that too.
Definitely on my list.
There was one that I found at Volts. It was Daredevil and Batman.
Oh, it
it was a
wasn't
good-
a treasury, but yeah,
Yeah, it
but
wasn't a
you found
treasury,
you
yeah.
found the crossover
Yeah.
one though.
It was a crossover one though with Batman and Daredevil, and it was a pretty good read. But like some of those crossovers with Marvel and DC, I definitely
Yeah.
want to find more of.
oh yeah.
Because there's some that came out was it the 90s?
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the 90s, I think that's when they did like the amalgam stuff.
Mhm.
But yeah, then there was like some earlier ones though, like the Superman Spider-Man one or something, because that would have, I think that would have been before that. And
I know the Treasury came out in 76 or 75.
yeah, that's yeah.
I
Yeah.
still really need to get the energy to go search my grandparents' basement, because my mom was born in '64, and so her favorite character has always been Spider-Man.
Mhm.
And when she moved out of my grandparents' house, she left her box of comics in the basement. And since then, it's kind of just had a bunch of stuff accumulated as storage, and it
So there could be some.
may possibly be there.
Some
I
good
just
stuff
haven't
in
had
there,
the
but-
energy to go up there and go through everything and really, because it's a lot of work. For one of these days, I hope to actually have the energy to do it, because I want to see what
I
Spider-Man
mean,
books
it would
could be there.
be days and days and days of work to even get to them. Probably where
It'd
they're
probably be like a month's worth of
Yeah.
weekends, all day, all day,
at. Yeah, 'cause
full
it's
2
been a
days of the
while.
weekend, just to go through and shift everything over.
And they're in most likely they're not going to be in the best condition, but
It'd
it's
still be
gonna
cool
be
to
awesome
find,
to see.
'cause
Yeah,
would
it'd
be
be
what she
awesome to
would
see
have
what's in there.
Yeah, because it would have been what she bought at the time off the shelf.
Probably late 60s, early 70s ASM, probably, and then
I really want to get the motivation to go up there and do it. It's just a matter of time.
Low grade's better than no grade.
exactly, right,
Exactly,
yeah.
yeah.
Especially for what we could probably find in there, yeah.
Yeah.
It's especially for some of the books that I'm going to be hunting for 2021, where I'm like, I know it's going to be a low grade.
There's a few. It's got to be.
Yeah,
Have you guys already put out a list for your 2021?
somewhat.
We've been working on it. I'm pretty close to posting mine, but yeah, we do plan on like actually posting it, because for 2020
2020
I
we had
posted one.
intentions of posting one, but we never got around to posting it. And then this year I've gotten like all the ones that I want to get put together, and I've kind of priced out what some of them are sold for and what they're selling for, to kind of get a good range of like, okay, where I can find the books. But we haven't like announced like or shown like all of them yet.
Yeah, we've been working on them though.
I did like a teaser post on Instagram where it was like a screenshot of
yeah.
all the ones that I do have in mind. Some of them I know are going to be a lot easier attainable than others, but I'm still kind of pricing out some of them, because I'm like, on the Key Collector app, they could go for about this. On eBay, they're going for about that, but on different comic book stores on Instagram, could be a completely different price.
Yeah.
So I'm still doing like, I'm still working out the details of the
pricing and so
pricing,
because on your list you have the prices, so you kind of know like what to expect when you're going for
like the what's the word, realistic,
the reality of getting them.
Reality. The reality of being able to get some of them.
Yeah, that is so much me. Like this year, I didn't even put out one simply because I don't even know if they're gonna be Comic-Cons this year. So
right, yeah,
that's the reason I'm just like, I don't even know.
I mean, if there is going to be any this year, it's not going to be probably until the end of the year, or later, at the very least later in the year. So
yeah, I mean, I'm still having hopes for Heroes Con in June and San Diego in July.
Yeah,
I do expect there will be some smaller cons out there, but not much.
I mean, I kind of
want to find
our smaller free one. I can kind of see that one happening.
I can kind of see that one at like the nerds at the mall.
At the mall, but then with a lot of what's the word? But a lot of things in place, to kind of keep people separated and mass.
But at the same time, there's still those 2 comic book stores up north, and then there's one down south that, like, when we do go there, I definitely want to hunt there for some of the books. Because some of the ones on my list are just like minor keys where they may be available at one of the comic book stores that we go to. And I know they buy collections from time to time, so it's like they swap out their inventory, that it may be still possible.
Nice.
But
that's the thing with mine too. Yeah, a lot of them are probably.
I really hope we can go to cons this summer though. Like, I hope cons come back, and because I really want to go down to like either Emerald or C2E2 and meet Sean and everyone. Like, that would just be an awesome one to go to.
C2E2 Chicago. The one with Sean with everyone in Florida is
it's MegaCon.
MegaCon. Yeah. That one would be cool to go to too.
Yeah, that one I want to go to. Heroes. There's a ton of people in the community that's going to be going to Heroes.
I would love to go to that one. That one would be dope too, because you would be there. I mean, Russ would probably be there too.
I think Russ just mentioned that a little while ago. So yeah,
and
I think Big Will. I think he said he might be at that one.
Yeah, see, that'd be a good one too.
That'd be a really good one. Yeah,
he may be there. We're
hopefully.
Bonafide Comics. I'm sure he'll be there.
See, that would just be so awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, that one's definitely on our top 3 list now too. Yeah. That one, MegaCon, and probably C2E2.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Emerald and I know Emerald and Rose City. We really want those ones too, because I mean those ones are closer.
I really loved Bear Island's video, the last con. Like it was so awesome to watch that and see everybody meet each other, and it's just like
it made me cry because I'm like, that's the last con most people went to.
I know.
I was like, I can't believe this.
I know, it's so bittersweet. I mean, we watched it a good
few
4 or 5 times. Like it's definitely bittersweet, but yeah, they did such a good job on that.
Bear Island did a really good job on that. So it's like hopefully we'll be able to get back to cons.
Yeah.
Pushed back to August, hoping everyone gets better.
Oh, so MegaCon in Orlando, pushed back to August.
Hopefully, because
for the summer.
We can start saving up, and then if it happens, we can go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely want to go to that just because, I mean, just to meet the community. I mean, that to me would be.
Exactly. That's the biggest reason we want to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we don't really talk or hang out with anybody in real life, so it's like the most we see and talk to people is on Instagram and YouTube, and so it's just like it would be so awesome to be able to get the opportunity to meet everyone.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, it'd be great. Meet Puff down there. Stone Cold Steve, Hialeah.
Yeah.
Jeff.
Yeah.
Him.
Javi's in.
Yeah. Bake's down there too.
Bake's like way down there in the Keys. I think.
He's down in the Keys. Yeah.
God, yeah. There's a bunch of them in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they got the big Florida crew. Then you got the New York crew.
Mm-hmm. And then even the California one with John and Kurt.
Jeffrey's out there.
And
Kirk and Downright.
Downright, yeah.
King of the Golden State.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, and you even got like Sam and Beeler up in Oregon.
Yeah, that's the Rose City and Emerald.
Mm-hmm.
We're just over here in Utah.
Yeah, it's just me in Virginia. So there you go.
There was one time though
we did get recognized once.
The very first time we ever got recognized. What? Yeah.
What?
I said you said you got recognized once. I was like, isn't that the craziest thing?
Oh yeah. It was.
It was because we had just won the couple gories on with Matt when we were on couple gories, and then we go to the LCS, and it was Mjolnir.
Yeah, Mjolnir.
Mjolnir and his wife.
And his wife was there.
And they're like, "Oh, congrats on your win!" And we're like, "Wait, what?"
It took a second to like in person internet couple gories because we didn't know there was like really anyone in the community like in Utah. Like we didn't, we'd never talked to anyone from Utah in it. And
it's the first.
So it was really.
It was weird.
Yeah.
It was cool though. It was like, well, wait, we just got recognized. What?
Did we? I think we had our masks on too, didn't we? Or was it before mass?
It was right before mass.
It was right before, I think. So
they recognized you with the mask on. Now that's impressive.
I know for a minute I thought we might have, but I don't think we did.
Yeah, I agree with meeting everybody in the community at cons is
for real. And I see everyone in the community saying that too. So it's like that for most of us.
You see it on the last con that Bear Island did it, and it's like
you can tell they had so much fun.
In the yard and everything. Like it would be so awesome to meet everyone in real life.
Yeah, it would. Especially, 2 years of our show now, and pretty much about that long in the community too. Because we've been back collecting for 3 years, but
I remember Sean was one of the first people in the community that I met on Instagram, and he was always tagging me and stuff, and I didn't understand how tags worked or like how to do like a Man Without Fear Monday or Wolverine Wednesday, so he was always tagging me in so many of them, and I'm like, what does this mean? What do I do? What is this? And so then after a matter of time, I'm like, oh, I get it now. Okay, I'll respond to it. And it was Stay Puft that really got me started on it.
Now you're on it all the time.
Yeah, and like even Barbarian Kung Fu, he was one of the first people ever shout out my channel, and I'm like, well, wait, what? Like, and it's just been really awesome meeting everybody, and I love it.
Yeah, because like the first time, because like how we said we used to do YouTube before with like gaming and everything, we hadn't done it for like a year or two.
Yeah, it had been some time.
So when we started collecting, I kind of like started getting on YouTube again, and then like the first stream we were on, you fell asleep, but it was Jeffrey's New Year's New Year's stream?
To be fair, I did get up at 5 a.m. that morning, and I worked 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. on the 31st. So by the time I got home from work, it was like 7 o'clock.
Passed out.
I had just eaten like 2 or 3 slices of pizza for dinner, and then I was out. And then he was on with Jeffrey's stream, like way back when it was like before it was StreamYard.
Yeah, that was when it was still Hangouts. Yeah.
Yep.
I know StreamYard freaked us out for a while because like when we went on our hiatus for a while, it was when they got rid of Google Hangouts and brought in StreamYard, and we're like, how are we going to do this?
I didn't know about StreamYard yet. Yeah. So I didn't know what we were going to be using again yet.
Yeah.
I was devastated when they did that. I was like,
I know.
It's like, this is what we know how to do and how to do it, and now you're just taking it away. We have to learn something new, but why?
Like, I have to learn.
I mean, back when I used to stream video games, I mean, I used OBS and all that stuff, but I mean, we used to have a much better PC and everything back then, because like now we're just like on the laptop. And
I've been slacking on tags this week too, though. Last week, I was really active and responded to each tag almost every day of the week, and then this past week, so the week before last, I responded to all of them. But this past week, I'm like over here on Saturday. Oh, hey, that was the top variant. Oh, I was my bad. I go through my moods where like I'm active, and then other times where I'm like hardly on it, and then I'm active. So.
I'm like that worse than you are though. Yeah.
I mean, that's with everything. I mean, like if you look at my channel now, I like comic books. I like baseball cards. I like video games. And now at this point, I'm kind of creeping toward video games a little bit more. Yeah. But in a year, it'll be back to comic books full time. I think we all kind of go through those cycles.
Oh, we do, I definitely do. Yeah, you say that all the time. Yeah, I definitely do too.
I mean, like even way back when we were watching Walking Dead, we had our podcast Talking Decay, where we would just say like our reviews of the show and stuff.
Yeah, we used to have a Walking Dead show.
Yeah, you definitely go through the phases of books, video games, and you just kind of go back and forth. Where I'm kind of like,
I know I'll usually like play a little bit of a video game, pause it, keep it on or whatever, or then I read a couple comic books and then back to a game or whatever. And it's about finding balance.
Yeah.
It really is.
I mean, I kind of believe in burnout. If you just do one thing, it's just all the time, eventually it's going to get that burnout. You need time away from it, come back to it later on, and just pick it up right where it used to be.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't want to.
And no matter how much you love it too, you can definitely get burnout on something.
Yeah, because I know he really wants our show to grow and be bigger, and it's like but I don't want to get to a point where I'm forced to do something that I enjoy doing, like I want to do it because I enjoy doing it. I don't want to get to a point where I have to do it, and I want to do it because I want to do it, not because
I felt that before, like with tattooing and everything, like when your passion and dream and everything becomes feeling like work. It kind of sucks.
I know what they say sometimes where it's like, if you do what you love, then you never work a day in your life, but it's kind of like a fairy tale that it doesn't always work out that way for everybody else. So it's like, just.
I say if it's work, it is work, even though you might love to do it.
Yeah.
I've told people this. Someone asked me one time, he's like, what advice would you give a new YouTuber? And I said, and my advice was enjoy it.
Exactly.
If you're not enjoying it, it will show and people will stop watching.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
People can tell.
Yeah. I agree with you 100%.
When I stopped streaming video games and stuff, it was pretty much because of that. Yeah, I started because I mean I didn't get partnered or anything. I mean I got affiliated and stuff, and to where like I was able to like make money doing it and stuff, and I just started.
I'm working on that right now. It's not working out very well for me.
It's a grind. It's a grind. Especially like Twitch streaming and everything too. Like what I was doing back then, like.
I just want to do it because I enjoy doing it and just have fun.
Exactly, yeah.
And that's like the main reason why we do it in the first place, is just to have fun.
Yeah, like to your point, like it would be awesome to see our channel grow and everything, but I'm not like
stick
crazy
for it.
breaking my back over it. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like it's not like everything, you know, it's just kind of like, yeah, it'd be cool if it happened, but if not, like whatever, you know, like I'm having fun doing it and that's all that really matters. I mean, we've been in the 300s pretty much the whole time. Like we don't grow, and like so, I'm like I'm fine with that.
The reason
as long as, like, you know, we do it with the interaction for the community. You know, as long as community people show. And
meeting everyone is definitely seeing in the videos and like on YouTube shows, like with everybody down in Florida when they met up. Like it's unexplainably incredible, and I just someday it'll happen and we'll actually meet people in the community in real life.
Exactly.
See, I mean, that's why I want my channel to grow, just to meet more people.
Exactly. Yeah. That's
what I love is meeting more people in the community. That it's like it's grown so much in this short time that we've even been in it that it's like it's incredible.
Yeah. I know when I started 6 years ago, I felt like there was about 5 channels. I'm sure it was more than that, but it felt like that. Now it feels like every day of the week you can watch 20 different videos.
Yep.
And you're still going to fall behind.
Oh yeah, exactly. You definitely can't watch everything anymore. I remember when it kind of first started, like kind of because I mean there was channels and everything before we got here, but I mean we were like part of like I guess a boom, you know, like because I mean a lot more started coming in from Instagram and stuff, but
one of the first times before we disappeared, we were gonna have Perry on our show.
Yeah,
and then we went on a hiatus for a little bit, and now he's just like.
He blew up during it. Yeah.
It's really awesome seeing everybody that's been in it for so long. And like I remember first time I ever saw Mr. Garrel, it was like, that's Mr. Garrel? Oh my God, that's awesome. You know, and like when Kavi first did his video, it's like, hey, that's Comic Books NYC.
Yeah, because Kavi at first was like no face cam. I remember watching some of his early stuff.
Yeah, that's what I think is really awesome and cool about some of like from when we joined, some of the people we would watch were no face cams, and then it was like, oh hey, you know, I really loved how Magic Lasso did his introduction, where it's like, well, who do you think I look like? I can't place that because I just think after seeing everybody else, I'm like that is not what I would have.
That's not what I pictured.
Yeah, it's not what I would have expected. But yeah, it's great even seeing Gretzky do more videos too.
Yeah. I'm hoping I can get Gretzky on sometime because we want to talk about comics and baseball and sports cards as well. So
he's a big sports guy too. Yeah, I'm actually a big sports guy too, and that normally catches people by surprise. I mean, I've been out of it for a little while.
First into everything though.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was a kid, I mean, I collected sports cards before comics. Even when I was little, like sports cards was the first thing, really.
I agree with Sean. Metarog's reveal was great too.
Yes. Yeah.
Metarog's, issues too. He used to have the panda.
Oh yeah, the panda
panda mask.
Oh, that too.
Yeah, people have known how ugly I am from video one.
I since I Twitch streamed before and everything, and I kind of had the YouTube back then too. I don't know. I never really. I mean, I'm a shy ass person, but I never really had like a moment where I really debated like showing or not. Or
it took a little bit of convincing me to do it. Yeah. Because like in the beginning, like we were doing just like the podcast where it was just the voices, but like I mean, it didn't take too much convincing. It was just kind of like, okay, yeah, sure, you know, why not? But it did take a little bit of time for him to convince me to actually do it on like video too. I'm like, it's
that's right. Because the first thing we ever did was when we were just doing like just audio podcasts. Yeah, that's right.
Well, my first podcasts were just audio. And I would put like pictures over top of it. But
that's a good way of doing it.
And then, but my comic books, I was always on with my comic books, action figures, stuff like that. I was always on, you know, showing my ugly mugshot over here. I know that was. Let's see, that was 6 years and 30 pounds ago.
Oh, wow.
Good times.
Yeah, it's like even
Yes,
if you watch some of our early
Oh,
shows,
God,
like
I know.
with my niece and everything, and how much different that is now too. Like it's crazy.
Mm.
I was actually thinking about going back and like editing some of my old videos and then re-releasing them.
That's it's not a bad idea. Like,
In retrospect.
Yeah, it's like what I would have done here was
I mean, it's definitely
learn
good
as you
to
go.
learn as you go. Like it definitely is good to revisit them and see your progression and everything too. And yeah, it's you have to be mindful of like where you came from and everything for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just noticed Sean's comment. Join in and share the trading cards.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm sure you guys would all have like a ton of trading cards.
I think I still have some around, but
they're in a box somewhere.
Yeah, they're around somewhere, I think. But
yeah, back in the late '90s, early 2000s, when the bust happened, I got rid of most of mine. In 2019, the end of 2019, I went to a show. It had comics and cards. I was like, "Wait, they have cards?"
Yeah,
I got hooked right back in.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I remember when we went to the gaming con and it was like, well, wait, they have comic stuff here too.
Because there was
some comic stuff that had crossed over.
Yeah.
The gaming con was a lot of fun to go to too.
Yeah, we still go to those when they have them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we do have a gaming one once. I think once a year probably.
Once a year.
See, I remember we had a baseball card shop back in the day. This was in the late '90s. We had the original Magic and the original Pokemon cards.
Oh wow!
I wish we had that stuff now.
I wish we.
Yeah.
I remember Pogs.
Yep. We sold a ton of those too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Those were always a blast.
As I remember, my brother when he first brought them in, I was like, "What is this crap?"
I know, right?
Yeah.
Like cardboard disc. Then you got these other ones. What are these things for?
Like heavier metal ones, and
he's like, "Those are slammers." I'm like,
"Slammers." Yeah.
What are you talking about? Back right about that same time, yo-yos came back in for a while.
Yep, yo-yos even too. One of the first things I ever started collecting was Barbies, and I still have like my Harley Davidson Barbie and a few of my like other holiday special ones.
Yeah,
I got to like a total of maybe like 6 or 7, and my sister when we were kids, she would be like, "Oh, let's play Barbies." I was like, "Okay, but we can't take them out of the box." And she'd be like, "But and so
thank you." I'm the same way. I was like, "No, you keep it in the box." Like, "No, you take them out." But no, you don't.
No, you don't. Yeah, see, so it's like I still have them all in the box, and they're maybe worth $20.
I mean, look, I still got Mork over here.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah, and what I love about it is, yes, he is upside down on purpose.
Right. Oh yeah.
So I'm just like, yeah.
To be upside down.
That's so great.
I know that's how we are. Whenever we buy any figure or anything, it's like, okay, is this one staying or because some stuff we will take out, but it just kind of depends on what it is. But
I like these vintage ones though.
Yeah, I love these. The
old Marvel ones. Yeah.
Those ones are cool. Those ones, it's like they're not like new. Yeah, they're not like old, but I like the throwback on them.
Oh yeah.
So it's like. Yeah,
so I know we have the Punisher one too, but that one for some reason I did take out, and he's back over here somewhere on the Punisher section. But
and you're like, I want to get another one and keep it in the box. So it's like you almost got to buy 2 if you want to take it out of the box.
I know I'm the type I have to do that a lot, where I have to buy 2. One stays in, one comes out.
Great.
It's like my set of we got the Arkham figures over here. I got the one Arkham figure back here, and I've got like the entire run of them now.
Yeah, those ones
are. I remember not so long ago I got you these ones. The Deadpool Slurpee straws.
Oh, but yeah, those you found at 7-Eleven.
Yeah, so it's like this straw Deadpool on it.
7-Eleven used to be awesome for collectible cups and stuff like that. I haven't been to one in forever. I don't even know what they have anymore.
The closest 7-Eleven we have here, they do have like random collectible stuff there.
I still have the Iron Man cup that like when you turn it, it's like the lenticular. So it like
Mhm.
it goes from Iron Man being in the suit to
Oh
like,
yeah, that was for the first
Yeah.
Iron Man movie.
yeah.
That's cool.
So whenever the 7-Eleven comes out with like the movie ones or anything, I'm always trying to get the cups for them. Like even the Avengers cup for like when Infinity War and Endgame came out, I try to get like the cups and keep those because those are just fun to collect.
Some
too.
come from the theater, but mostly we try and get them from like 7-Eleven.
Yeah, those ones came from 7-Eleven. So it's
The
like,
one of the most, I think it's like one of the most valuable pops we have. It was actually a 7-Eleven exclusive Deadpool X-Force gray suit one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say the Rey Mysterio one because that one was huge.
So yeah, that one. That one I would love that one.
That
Mhm.
one would be way cool to
Yeah,
have.
that one got crazy. I remember seeing something on that one.
Mhm.
See, I think my most valuable pop would be it's the Joker 2-pack.
Oh yeah,
It's
Yeah.
a Gemini exclusive.
That one would be
I've
awesome.
heard of that one. Yeah, I've seen that one online.
I remember when it came out. I mean, it was online forever, and no one was buying it. And I was
I
like,
know.
I'm gonna go ahead and get one. And when I got it, I was like, this is really cool. I should get another one. And then it had sold out.
Yeah.
And that exploded. Like, darn.
I have 2 chases out of the pops. The one I have is the Incredibles Violet Invisible
Oh, that
chase.
one was a chase, huh?
Yeah. And then the other one is the Saga, the Will chase, where it's the version of like his eyes all bloody.
Oh, the bloody one.
From the killing it. Yeah.
Nice.
Some of the chases are cool to
Yeah.
get.
I think the only chase I have, you have more chases than I do. I think the only one I have is the Batman animated series one. I think it's the Cyborg Batman.
Mhm.
Yeah.
When it's the full, I think the chase is the full face.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Gosh.
It's just they're so fun to collect. It's like once you start,
I know,
you can't stop.
I know Pops, we got in kind of accidentally because like at first we were like, no, we don't need to go down that road. Like,
Yeah.
I'm right there with you. Same thing happened to me.
Yeah.
right?
Our first few ones were
The
like
first one
video
we bought,
games.
well, the first one we ever bought was a gift for your mom.
Yeah.
Because it was
the Tom Baker.
Yeah,
Yeah,
her
I got my
daughter.
mom the Tom Baker and the K9 pop. And then we got one of our other first ones was Uncharted.
It was the Nathan Drake Uncharted, and I think
and
it
then the
was
Fallout
Yep.
4.
I don't think we even bought it though, because wasn't it like a
Loot
bonus?
Crate.
It might have been Loot
I think
Crate,
it was Loot Crate.
or it might have been when we pre-ordered the game. Maybe when we
It was something like
it was something like that. Yeah, where we didn't even buy it, so it was almost like it was pushed on us. Like
Yeah, but like once you start collecting them, it's hard to stop because they're just like there's so many of them.
it is.
You even have this one.
Yeah, the
Ronin.
Walmart exclusive Ronin.
One.
Nice. Yeah, I have a little over 800 pops.
Oh wow, yeah, that's way more than us. I know we're
Yeah.
over 100, but
I think we were over 100. You had counted them one day.
I actually just got a pop recently for the first one in a while, and I don't remember what I put it in the shelf. I was gonna say I don't remember what I did with it, but
We got the Star Wars movie moments that highly
that was from Highway. Yeah.
Those.
finesse. Those are cool.
But yeah, the one I just got was a Leonardo one, turtle one.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, and then like even the wave that came out with the Endgame or Infinity War, where it was all of them in the living room. We have them like still unboxed, like as like a wall from the TV where it's mounted on the wall to like the stand that it's on. So we have like all the Avengers right there, and then we have like the Stan Lee with the gauntlet, and then the Tony Stark with the gauntlet too.
Yeah, the snap.
Then we got like all the other little ones, like the Battlefield, and it's yeah.
I think,
We're grown children.
because last year, right before the pandemic, I was going to sell a bunch of them. I got them kind of separated into values, and then the pandemic happened, and like, some of them are still just sitting there.
Yeah, we actually have not like a pile, but a section where it's just kind of a few where we wouldn't mind to either sell or
we have a few of them.
we have some that we might list. I mean, they're dope. I mean, it's not like they're bad or anything, but
totally agree.
They're
ones
the
you
ones
eventually
that,
just heard.
I think they're the ones that we got in like Loot Crate.
A lot of those ones are,
because we get like a lot of them in Loot Crate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. Because I think a lot of them are like video game ones, like Doom. I know there was not Dr. Doom because it was Dr. Doom. Oh yeah. Speaking of which,
Dwayne the Rock Johnson Doom.
There's the Superman costume, one of them,
Oh,
when I was little. Yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's actually not the Superman costume my grandma made, though. That just looks just like Superman pajamas more than anything. Because the costume she made was like, she
There's
was
one of
really
him
good.
and Ernie where Ernie's Batman and he's Superman, and it's great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the one that's really good.
it's around here somewhere. Not far. I think it's in
I think
the
I've
drawer.
posted it before.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Yeah, I know. There's just that was just randomly sitting here. I know you're always finding old. A lot of times I don't know where you find this stuff.
I'm like
out the
a
oldest
Russian
stuff.
doll hoarder. I find so much stuff inside of other stuff. Like,
Yeah, you open a box and there's another one. What's in this
Yeah.
one?
yeah,
And there's another one.
like that's like how it looks.
You're definitely a good
yeah.
space saver like that. Yeah.
Yeah, because when I first moved in with him after a year being together, we were in one small room, and I'm like, okay, I gotta make my stuff fit. This is how I'm gonna do it. And he's always been kind of like a little organized chaos where it'll be kind of chaotic, but he'll know where everything is. And then I'm over here like, no, we gotta put this here, gotta put this here. Hey, look, this fits inside that perfectly. We don't need it out right now. We'll just put it over here.
Yeah.
And so it's gotten to a point where a lot of times he has to ask me where it's at, and I'm like, oh, I know exactly where it is.
Yeah.
It's only happened maybe once or twice where I'm like, I remember the last place I saw it, but that was before we moved here.
That turtle picture.
Yeah.
About the only one. Yeah.
Yeah. It's about the only one I haven't been able to find, but usually I'm pretty good at it because it's just Russian doll. Everything is like, I store things inside other things.
Oh yeah.
That's what people don't understand. It looks like a mess to one person, but to another, like, I know exactly where stuff is.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's how I've always been. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a pile of comic books sitting right here, but I've got a decent idea of what's in it.
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
we have.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
Because
it
some of
looks
these
organized
stacks-
in here, like with this, and I mean, for the most part, I mean, yeah, you finished organizing in here recently, and it looks great right now.
There's like
But out in the living
3
room,
stacks out over there that need to be filed, and yeah, out in the living his side of things,
Oh,
it's like
God.
there's so many different stacks everywhere, and it'll get to a point where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna kind of needy it up, put it in a little, less all over the place, and then like 5 minutes later, it's back out, Joe. But okay, you do you. I'm gonna have my stuff over here then.
I mean, a lot of that's like stuff I'm in the process of reading.
But what I really love about it, though, is how he said it to me one time. Is that there's a thin line between collectors and hoarders, and it's just that hoarders have collectors have cooler stuff.
Yeah.
Which is true, because it's like when you become a collector, you end up hoarding everything, but it's cooler stuff, and it's there for a reason, and it's not just junk.
Yeah, that's.
I think I'm gonna put that on one of our shirts when we get the store going.
You should. Collectors have cooler stuff.
Yeah, collector.
There's a thin line.
Thin line between collecting and hoarding. Collectors have cooler stuff or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the first time he ever said to me, "What, you've never seen a hypocrite before?" I was ready to hit him for that.
I thought you were gonna kill me.
Yeah,
I would 100% buy that shirt.
Right? That'd be good on a shirt.
That would be too, yeah. Because I've been on my phone, and he's like, so then I'm like, okay, fine, I'll get off my phone. And then he turns around, is on his phone. I'm like, hey, you're on your phone too much. He's like, what? Have you never seen a hypocrite before? I'm like I could just. I'm not. That was funny. That was hilarious. I was like, you little and sly mofo. Like,
Yeah.
Me and my friends, we'd go out and eat all the time. We would like take turns paying, and we had one rule, and that is when we're sitting down eating, or we get to the table, phone gets put down, we don't look at it.
mm-hmm.
That's our only rule. And I was like,
it's a good one.
And every now and again, you find your hand going towards you, like, oh wait, never mind.
Yeah, nope.
I know, just like subconsciously, like.
Yeah.
And that's like what happens when I'm not on Instagram or Facebook very much. I'm just kind of like, I've been on my phone too much. You need to set it down. And that's mostly when I'm not like responding to stuff and like being like on it, but because every once in a while I'm able to catch up on like, okay, well, I've been having my phone in my hand for the past almost 12 hours straight. Maybe I should set it down and get something else done.
Right.
Hey, no wonder my vision is getting messed up.
Right? Yeah. I need to get my eyes checked too.
I literally need to go get mine checked again too. No doubt about it.
Hey, poor Mike.
I'm gonna have those grandma, grandpa extra thick glasses next time. Like, yeah, Mr.
Mine-
Magoo's.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
yours might be hitting that point too.
I wouldn't be surprised. My eyes are so bad. Like he'll try to put on my glasses from time to time, and it just like he's like, no, I'm blind as a bat.
I mean, I've always had like kind of 20/20 vision and stuff, but I think mine are starting to.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're starting to go.
Yeah, we reached that point in life. Oh gosh.
I know. I mean, I'm a lot older than I look, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's like in this eye, I have a hole in it, like the part that connects back to the like the back of my brain into like the eye. There's like a hole in it, so it's like this eye has a astigmatism and this one doesn't. So even when I do wear contacts, I have to wear 2 different brand ones. So I'm like, I don't really like having to buy 2 different kinds of brands.
Yeah.
That I just stick with the glasses. But my eyesight's gotten so bad, I need to get a new pair of glasses.
Yeah, I need to get. Last year when I had my hip replacement, I was like, well, I'm just going to wear my glasses for a while, and then I'll go back and go see the doctor, get contacts and everything. Yeah, still haven't done it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the first few years we were together, you actually were wearing contacts a lot more.
No, a lot more.
But the last like couple, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
It's probably
I like it either
fourth
way.
year,
So yeah.
Gosh.
I'm blind as a
I
bat.
don't think I could do contacts. So like, just like when I see like people like putting
It
them
would
in.
always
and-
freak him out too when I just be like, "Boop." Like I can
Yeah.
touch my eyeball and not have any problem with it.
I'm
And
like,
he's
"No."
like, no, don't
It's
do
like-
it. Like it's no big deal. As I'm like just messing with him, like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, if I had to, I'm sure I could probably get used to it. But yeah, it just seems weird. Like,
When I first got mine, I had glasses, and one of my friends said, "Why don't you get contacts?" Like, because I'm afraid I'm going to have my eye open and I'm going to sneeze and poke my brain out.
right? Like I would do something like that. Like I could see that happening to me, like
That too. Yeah,
in a heartbeat.
It's like, how did you get that brain hemorrhage? I sneezed.
Right? Especially one of those ones that come out of nowhere. Like just
Yeah. Be like on Orphan Black when the one lady had the pencil in her eye.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Yeah, we saw like the first couple episodes of that show, I think, and
Mhm.
yeah, like it was good, and I'm surprised we didn't really like keep watching it. I mean, we're kind of bad at watching TV, anyways. We haven't really been watching much lately.
We did watch recently Days of Future Past.
Oh yeah, we watched some of the older X-Men movies. Yeah,
Yeah, we watched some of the older X-Men movies not too long ago, which was pretty good.
Yeah, because I actually haven't seen those ones yet.
Yeah.
What is your favorite comic book movies?
So favorite comic book movies.
That's a tough choice.
I mean, honestly, like Watchmen has always been up there.
Watchmen is definitely a really good one. I really like Thor Ragnarok, but
Oh my goodness! No, we can't be friends.
I know,
hate
that's
movies so much. Oh man.
It's one of the MCU ones, but there's so many other ones like that are even better because it's like there's
I mean the whole
yeah.
Nolan Batman trilogy, but
Yeah, so
especially
that
the
one would
second
definitely
one.
have to be like a favorite. Like some of the old Batmans and like the Dark Knight Rises. There's so many good ones though, and there's some that could have been better than others. Like I can't wait till they can do a Mark Ruffalo Hulk movie instead of the 2 Hulk movies they've tried to have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I would say for me the Batman, the original Batman one I thought was my favorite with Keaton. Love it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that one's the reason why I'm here right now. I mean, that's what originally got me into everything when I was a kid was the Keaton Batman, and either that or the Superman movie. I mean, they were both. I saw both of them about the same time. Like growing up, I loved Batman and Superman. So,
Which Superman? The Christopher Reeves or
Christopher Reeves? Yeah, like the first one.
Gosh, I love those movies. Well, the first 3 I like. The fourth one, oh, that was not good.
Yeah, the first 3. Yeah. We actually recently rebought the first one because like we didn't have a copy of it and we found it somewhere in like a dollar bin or something. I'm like, get it, like we're getting it. Like,
yeah,
just the first one again. I think we still need to get like the second and third one though.
I think so.
I don't think we have those ones right now.
Yeah, that one with Richard Pryor is really good too. The second one, I think.
I mean, and honestly, I mean, Endgame too. Like, I mean,
Endgame was so good.
I mean, we've seen it a good 4 or 5 times, and still brings a tear to my eye when he says "Avengers Assemble" finally. Like,
right, yeah. And then that
because Avengers, yeah, growing up, I've always loved the Avengers. Have been special part my whole life.
I really like the Ant-Man ones too, but there was one comic strip that he found one time where it's like the hamster or the rat that went over the thing and got Ant-Man out in Endgame from the
from Endgame, the rat that
got him out of like the
quantum zone.
Yeah, quantum zone.
And
it was like I still have it saved in my phone. It's like a picture thing, but it's like a strip where it's like Stanley talking to the rat. It's like okay, and it's like Stanley is
the
like
Watcher,
the Watchers.
Stanley.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like sitting there, and the Watchers has already left. He's like, okay, in this amount of time, I'm gonna need you to go through this and do this, and the rat's like squeak squeak.
So it's Stanley who sent the rat to walk on the thing to bring him from the.
And then it like zooms in at the bottom. He's like, does this make me an Avenger though? And then you see his little like rat on like a Thor's shoulder or Hulk's shoulder at the very end of the comic strip. And I'm like, oh, this is so perfect.
It was like the Battle of Wakanda running scene, I think.
Yeah.
So he was there. So he is like an Avenger.
He's got the little sword, and it's just little rat on his shoulder.
Where did I even find that strip?
I have no idea, but I still have it saved.
It was like a strip I found online. It might have been just fan made, maybe, or something. I don't know.
I bet you anything it was.
That sounds like South Park with Lemmy Winks.
I don't know. I can't remember where I found that now.
It was one of those.
But it fit perfectly, and like I was like, oh my god, that's so awesome.
That is great.
Yeah,
because it was the Watcher Stan Lee from that post credit clip, and cameo and then post credit clip. But
what is your most disliked comic book movie?
Oh, disliked.
Birds of Prey.
Yeah, that one was up there.
I can't argue with that one.
Yeah.
As much as I love Harley Quinn, neither one of those movies were very good for me.
And the actress that they had to play Harley Quinn is actually like perfect to play Harley Quinn, but they just haven't done right by her yet.
Yeah.
The stories have been terrible.
Yeah. I do like the actress playing her, but yeah.
They did good with I haven't seen Wonder Woman 84 yet though.
Yeah, we haven't seen that, but we haven't heard the best things about it. But
yeah. The first one I don't think was too bad, but I mean some of them just like
very good.
Yeah. There's some that are better than others, but like
I've always liked the Superman, Man of Steel, like the Henry Cavill. Mm-hmm. I've always liked those ones too. So I know some people would pick those, but I've always kind of liked those ones too. And
all right, the two for me is Ragnarok. I did not like that, but the other one is Catwoman.
Oh God,
Halle Berry. Halle Berry.
They did not do good on that one.
I love Halle Berry, great actress, but my goodness, that was
my lord.
They did not do good by her. Like, that's why I'm excited for the Zoe Kravitz to play her, Selena Kyle.
What is? Oh, yeah.
I'm excited for that. I think they're going to do good on that.
The trailer for Batman looks amazing.
I know. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to that.
I'm really looking forward to it. And like when we watched Days of Future Past and we saw Zoe Kravitz as one of the characters in X-Men with the wings, Angel. I was like, as Angel, I was like, that's how they should do Elena if they ever bring Saga to the screen.
Yeah, it was making us think of Saga.
Yeah, it was like she'd be perfect for Elena.
Yeah, she would be good to play Elena. Yeah,
and like that's how they should do it if they do it.
I'm ashamed to say it. I have not read Saga, and I've heard nothing but glowing reviews of it.
It's so good.
We got onto it really late too. Not that long ago, really.
I'm still only on the 7th trade. I'm not completely caught up.
Yeah, because we've been reading it really slowly since there's been this hiatus. We don't want to get up to the ending point and have to sit and wait like everybody else has been. But
because it's like my mom got us into like Sense8 and Lucifer on Netflix, and so when we started watching Lucifer, and then when it aired and it was canceled, I totally understand why everybody freaked out. But according to us, when we watched it, it was like, oh, how did it end that way? Okay, play it in the next one.
Play it on Netflix.
Where it's like,
so there's benefits getting into it later.
Yeah, there's benefits there because then it's like you know, with spoilers and everything, I'm so forgetful that it's like I completely forget that I knew a spoiler, and I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I end up forgetting him a lot of the time too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm the worst when I start binging something. I mean, especially now because I'm basically quarantined. But
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, I mean, I'll just blitz right through something like Cobra Kai. I watched season 3 in a day, and I was like, gosh.
oh
I gotta watch
yeah,
that.
especially with Netflix and stuff. Yeah, it's so easy to.
I swear they sped up the little thing to the next video.
I swear they
Like,
do. I
it
think
used
they
to be
did.
like 20 seconds, and now it's only 10 seconds. So it's like
Mhm.
sometimes when we had to get ready for work the next day, we're like, no, stop,
like,
stop it.
and like, oh, it's already 1 second into the next one. Got to watch one more.
Gosh, I remember the first thing I binged. It was 24. Love that show.
It was a
That was a
really
good
good
one.
show.
It's me and one of my friends. Yeah, we had it on DVD. So every time they go to a commercial, they would have that clock going. So we would sit there when the clock started going. We would try to guess what time it would come back.
Right?
And that was like a game we played. Like we watched, I think, an entire season in like 2 days, and it's 24-hour-long episodes.
Oh wow.
I was like, I need to sleep. One more episode.
One more.
One more episode.
One more, then we go to bed.
One more. I can do it, man. I can do it.
Yeah, because I mean that's how we've been since we don't watch a lot of stuff. We normally binge it later or something, and
it's always nicer that way to just binge watch and like
it is, yeah.
get really just sucked into it.
I mean, we might actually have to renew our Disney thing because we actually had a free year thing for the Disney Plus through our cell phone thing, and
Nice.
I think it might be up by now though. I haven't checked on it. I keep forgetting to.
We need to check on it because I've been hearing good things about WandaVision and I want to see it.
Yeah, I don't. It's
No
not out.
spoilers.
It's not out. Is it out yet? Has it dropped yet?
First 2 episodes.
First
Go.
two episodes.
The first 2.
I think so.
Yep, first 2.
Oh, okay, because I knew it was soon. I just didn't know if it had yet. But
I think it was like yesterday that it dropped.
okay.
Yep.
I've been hearing good things about it.
Yeah, I really want to see it. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm the kind of person like you haven't seen it. No spoilers for me.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like, sometimes I don't mind if I hear them because, like I said, I'll forget. But at the same time, I'll kind of be like, "God damn you!" Like I didn't want to.
Right.
In doing shows and podcasts and everything, yeah, I always try and. I mean, a lot of times when we do reviews and stuff for shows or podcasts or anything, a lot of times we do them spoiler free, even if it's stuff that's kind of been out for a little while. Or
There was a recent spoiler that I felt so bad on because I had read Daredevil, and like I remember turning the page and the splash page. I was like, oh, I can't wait till you read it, and I gave it to him to read, and then I asked him if it was on the Key Collector, and he looks, and he ends up being spoiled on it, and I'm like. No, why did I do that? I'm like,
I should have figured though. Like I probably shouldn't look it up before reading it because if it's on the Key Collector app, it's probably gonna be because of a spoiler. Like
yeah, that too. I was like, no. Well, it's kind of like how I spoiled River's song too, like right before it happened.
that was so epic though.
It was like right before it happened because I was like, oh, you're finally gonna understand this meme, and it's the one where it's like that awkward moment. Your wife. Your best friend is off pregnant with your wife, or your wife proceeds to try and shoot your wife. Or it's like that one. And so I was
arguing
like,
with your wife.
It something like timey-wimey. And I was like, oh, you're finally going to understand this now. And I show it to him, and then he's like, what? I'm like, wait, it hasn't happened yet? No. I'm so sometimes. Like,
that was still an awesome.
You just mentioned a meme, and now it made me remember. I need to get the Batman slapping Robin comic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, you recently saw like what issue that was in. I can't remember.
World's Finest 153.
Yep.
That's
World's Finest 153.
Yeah. So I've been looking for it for about a year, and actually a little over a year because last year didn't go to a single Comic-Con. But and it's like every time I see it, someone's like, "Wow, it's way too expensive."
Oh yeah.
I want it for one panel. That's it.
I know, just one panel.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Like some of the ones, like I want to find the first Mystique now too. I do like Mystique, so I want to get her first appearance.
Yeah, that's one that recently went on your list. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did just pick that up, but I do not have the cameos.
Yeah, so like
the cameos
16, Miss Marvel's 16 and 17. Was she in 17?
I think 18 is the first appearance. I think
18. Yeah, 18's the first full.
And then I think 16's the first cameo.
16 was the first cameo. I can't remember if she was in. I think she is in 17 because I think Key Collector listed it as like the second cameo or something.
Yeah, 2 cameos. Yeah.
Yeah, two cameos.
I guess it's like the Domino, like in New Mutants '98. It's like, well, it's not really Domino.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what is it? The new is it New X-Men? No, what was it? X Factor. X Factor 11 is they could say it's her first appearance.
X-Force. X-Force.
Yeah, X-Force.
Yeah, because we actually have that one. I just saw it. It's around here somewhere. Yeah, it was X-Force 11. Yeah.
The yellow cover?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep. The yellow cover.
Oh, yeah, it's up there.
Yeah.
It's right there.
Yeah, because in New Mutants '98, yeah, it was Vanessa. God, what was her name? I can't even think of her name. Copycat. Yeah.
Yeah, because in my mind I was like, it's the Mimic. It's not the Mimic.
I know that's where my mind was going too, and I was like, no, yeah, Copycat was impersonating her. Yeah.
I was like, do I have that book right over there? That first Mystique, or do I have it graded? I can't remember which I have.
I know, and like I was telling you, I was like, well, that's probably on my list anyways because I've been working on that Miss Marvel run. And, I think well, the most recent one I got on that one was number 2.
I think so.
Still need number 1 though. Yeah, number 1 has been on my list for a while.
Yeah, I need that number 1, and that's not her first appearance. What is the first? Is it Marvel Spotlight?
I think because wasn't she in a Spotlight? I think
so.
That's where my mind is going on that.
I know there's one. DC Superstar 17 is the one I really want.
Is that the
Huntress?
Earth 2 Huntress? Yeah.
That's one I want to find.
Yeah. But they recently did a facsimile to that, but yeah,
and
the original.
I didn't think to buy the facsimile because like I almost bought it and I'm like, well, no, I'll get it later. And I was like, biggest mistake you can make if you say you're gonna get it later. By the time you go back, it's gonna be gone.
Yeah, most of the time it is.
And it's been gone. Yeah. I'm like, no.
Yeah, that's why I'm always a big proprietor of get it while you can. Usually,
exactly. That's what I like about having a hold. Is it's like, okay, I can't get it now, but it's gonna be in the hold.
Yeah, our LCS is good with that. To where we could put something in the hold and get it like the next week or whenever, like next day. Or...
Yeah, I do have the what was that thing? Batman, the first Poison Ivy. I do want the original, but I have the reprint of it. I want the original so bad.
Yeah, same, that's one of your biggest ones.
Yeah, that's definitely one of mine too. I have the facsimile, and I love it and how close it is to the original. Yep. But it'd still be so nice to like have the actual first book of First Ivy. Like that one would be a really cool one to have.
I came really close to getting. I almost got that from Burke family. He had one I almost got from, but it was a while ago, probably like a year ago or something. But
he did get me this one though, where it's the trade of Poison Ivy, Cycle of Life and Death.
Nice.
And I have the first issue of this one, but I want to find it in single issues. I want to find 2 through 6 because I really liked the story.
I still need to read them.
Yeah, I love Ivy. I thought it was a good story, and so I'm like, oh hey, and it was one of the first trades he surprised me with. I'm like, hey, there's a Poison Ivy story. Look at that. There's more to her. And
I think that one has Clayman interiors too. It's got really good art in it.
Clayman and Seth Man. Yeah.
Yeah, and Amy Chu wrote it.
It's such a good story. You should read it.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
Put it out in my big old pile in the living room.
In the to-do pile.
Oh god, yeah.
It is quite a bit to read.
I mean, I like start reading a lot of stuff and like don't finish it and then start something else, and so there's like so much stuff that I'm like halfway through. And
I've learned not to give them my bookmarks because then they all just disappear. Like I have like 2 bookmarks in case I'm reading a trade or I can have it set aside, and other times they'll be like, oh hey, do you have a bookmark, and I'll give it to them, and then I won't see it for months, and then I'm like like.
Yeah, I mean, because we actually do have like omnis and stuff too. Like we we do get omnis and stuff.
I can't read too much too different at the same time though. Like I kind of have to pace myself because if I do, then it starts to kind of blur together. Where I'm like, well, wait a minute, did this happen in this, or did it happen in that?
Especially when you're reading the same character from totally different eras.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes. So like when I sit down and read some stuff, I have to like just keep it separate from other stuff and read it at different times.
Mm-hmm.
I can't read too much of like the same stuff around, like the same characters around the same time.
Yeah.
It throws me for a loop every time.
I'm the absolute worst when it comes to people saying, so what's the first appearance? And I'm like, I can't remember. If they say, you know, because I was watching somebody's podcast today, and they were talking about storylines, and they could just boom, 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 tell you the run and the artists, the writers, the pencilers and everything. I'm like, how do you do that?
I know there's some out there like
there's some really good ones out there. I'm like, how do you have the capacity in your brain for that?
Yeah, I mean, I understand reading for 30 years, but they kind of blend together. There's a few artists I really remember, a few writers I really remember, but after that, I'm like, how do you do it?
I know.
I'm slowly getting better at it to where it's like we'll be sitting here talking and I'll be like, oh, that's this one, and he's like, oh wait, how? And there's been a few recent times where I'm like, hey, look at that, I do know some stuff. That detail.
I have surprised myself too. Sometimes I'm like, that would happen in. Wait, how did I know that?
Yeah, I know. I surprise myself sometimes.
That's how it goes.
You know, you were mentioning that Poison Ivy you got the graphic novel, but it has the regular issues. And there was one I didn't realize had issues up until last year, and that is Superman Red Sun.
Ooh.
I thought it was only like the graphic novel. He's like, no, man, it's 3 issues. I was like, I have to find this.
Yeah, I kind of thought that was a OGN.
Yeah, it's 3 comic books.
There was one that you recently got. It was
I'm trying to remember what, because we have a Superman Absolute, but I think it's Man for Tomorrow, or I don't think it's the Red Sun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one of my friends, he didn't realize that there was a Superman Man for Tomorrow, and is that with the lenticular cover?
No, it's behind a bunch of stuff. I can't get to it, but I don't know. I can't remember because I have the Absolute, and I know the Absolute doesn't have a lenticular.
Wasn't there one recently that we added that was like you got one and it turns out there's only
No Man's Land.
Of a Superman one, or
no, it wasn't Superman. It was not Ghost.
Well, I bought that the Planet of Vampires one.
Oh, I think it was that one.
That one,
yeah. It could have been that one. I don't know. It was one of the recent ones that we got that it was like, oh wait, this is only one of 3 issues.
There was a couple series like that where I was surprised where it was shorter.
Yeah.
But I think the one that was 3, I think it was the Planet of Vampires one. That one that it was under Atlas Comics, but it was from the 70s. It was when like Martin Goodman had a small. I don't know how long it lasted, but yeah, this was only went 3 issues, but
yeah, it was one of those. But
yeah.
I have to look that up. That sounds fun.
Yeah, because I didn't even know like Atlas. You know, I thought it was just pre-Marvel, and then changed to Marvel, and that was that. But I guess Martin Goodman, probably when he left Marvel, I'm assuming brought Atlas Comics back for a short time.
I found issues like 1 and 2 of
it was like the mid 70s,
yeah.
like 73, 75.
I found like issues 1 and 2 of Stalker. That was Steve Ditko. And then it was after that I realized it was only a 4-issue mini that I'm like, oh, I'm gonna.
That was under DC, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Ditko under DC, and I didn't really know he had like DC stuff.
Yeah. So that one I think I'm down.
I didn't know he had DC at all either.
Yeah.
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 I knew Kirby did, but I didn't know Ditko did. Ditko.
Yeah. Yeah, and you dug that out at the LCS, and I was like, dang, that's a nice find. I was like, Steve Ditko, DC, like, I didn't know he did anything for him. That's cool.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's what I love about us hunting together is it's like he'll see something and show it to me, and the second he does, I'm like, we're getting it. And then other times I'll be like, I'll find stuff that he's hunting.
That monstrous, remember? I showed you, and then you found it out in the wild like the next time we went.
Oh yeah, this one.
Yeah. with Monstrous being one of her favorite series and Spawn and McFarlane being one of mine.
Very
I found
nice.
a picture of this online.
Yeah.
Is that? Oh, it's Monstrous number 10, but
Mhm.
it's a Spawn number 1 cover swipe by Santa Decada.
Yeah.
And like how she's in like the Spawn. Well, obviously the Spawn lettering,
pose,
but
yeah.
but the Spawn pose too. I found a picture of that online, and I was like, "Oh my hell! Like that's like your favorite series and my favorite book, and like that's crazy."
Like
it was like an amalgam of like both our stuff, and
yeah. It was like the next time we went hunting,
out,
I'm like, "Oh hey, look, I found it." I'm like,
yeah, she's like yelling across the store, like, "Hey, hey, hey, hey!" Look up, what? You know, like, and she's like holds that up, and I'm like.
And then there'll be other times where it's like I'm hunting and I see something, I'm like, "Oh, I know he'll love this, but do we have it yet already? I don't know." Like,
you just throw me your phone because how she has it on the app.
Like a Comic Geeks, is what I have, and so it's like there'll be times where I'm like, I'll be hunting, I'm like, "Oh, I want to show him this," and I'll look up and he's not near me like I thought he was, and I'm like,
so you put it in a pile. And
yeah, and then I take it over, and then I show him, and I'm like, "Oh yeah," and then it's like, "Oh yeah, I don't have this one," and like that's the really fun thing about collecting together is it's like while we're hunting, he'll find something that I would be looking for, but knew I would want, and vice versa happens. I love it. I love how it happens that way.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever was like looking through something like he loved this, and you look beside, you're like, oh wait, you're not him.
Oh yeah, we do that.
That's happened before too.
Almost every trip.
Yeah, because like I'll be hunting, so like in my peripheral vision, I'll still see him like out of the corner of my eye, and then I'll since I'm hunting, I won't realize that he walked away and somebody else walked up, and I'm like, "Oh babe, not you."
Yeah.
It's happened before.
Yeah.
A lot.
The worst story of that. The worst story I have for that was me and one of my friends. We were leaving Heroes Con, and this guy comes in dressed up as Wonder Woman. Not a slim man, not slim. Had a hairy belly and a beard. And I looked over to my friend, and he was gone. I was so mad. He didn't see that. I had to see that. I was so mad. Hairy belly is like in my brain, and it's not in his, and that's not fair.
Yeah, that's not fair. It's going to be in both our brains.
There was one time we were leaving the comic book store, and we were stopped at the red light, and a car turned, and it was this car that was completely decked out, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and they had like the Captain America shield on the hood and everything, and I'm like, "Oh wow, that's so awesome!" And he didn't see it. And I'm like,
I missed it. Yeah.
How'd you miss that?
I was driving, I think, though. Yeah.
And I'm like, that was just so cool. I'm like, I wish you would have seen it.
Yeah. I didn't even see it because it like turned too. So even looking in like the rearview mirror, I couldn't even see it.
I was the one driving, so you were the one in the passenger seat. But it was like we were stopped at the red light to turn.
Driving?
Yeah, I was driving that time.
Okay.
Yeah, because we were at the red light to turn, and they had like turned from the street that we would have turned onto and gone like up.
Yeah, I don't know how I missed it then.
Yeah. He did, but it was a really cool decked out Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. car with like even the Captain America shield on the thing. I'm like, that's kind of cool.
The Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. logo on the side.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
It's like all decked out. I'm like, that's awesome.
Hell yeah.
Okay, what you mentioned cars. Now, what would be your favorite comic book car to have?
I think
it's the 1966 Batmobile.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I would have to say the Batmobile.
Or I could go the DeLorean from Back to the Future. Technically, it was in comic books.
Yeah.
True. Technically.
I don't know. I've always loved the 66 Batmobile a lot too. We have
the Hot Wheels.
One of the first ones.
Justice League Hot Wheels.
We have that. We have the Hot Wheels, and then we have like kind of the bigger. I think Jax made them, the kind of bigger one too. But for some reason, the first thing that came to mind was Coulson's flying shield car because we were talking
That
about
would be really cool. That would be cool.
That one would be cool, but I don't know. I think I'd rather have a Batmobile over that though. Yeah.
I still have that Catwoman Cadillac one that you got me. I don't think it was ever in comics, but it was like the
that car would be dope.
Yeah. It's this Bombshells Catwoman Cadillac that is
Mhm.
just
I think
gorgeous.
it's like a 66 DeVille or something.
Yeah, it's like
probably,
a
or
66
something
DeVille.
like that.
Oh, beautiful.
That's awesome.
Actually, in this, I think Silver Age, Catwoman had a Catmobile kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. She did. That would be
Because I
kinda
think we
cool.
had the first appearance of it.
We might. I'm not entirely sure.
I can't remember. I remember something about it.
We might. I'll have to look.
Either we have it or we
Look
put it
that
on
up.
our front list.
Know that.
Yeah, I didn't know she had one, and I was reading.
I think it's on a list.
Yeah, I don't
Because
remember if I was reading it on a physical book or a picture or something, but there was something from like from panels, and she was saying
I think it was in this one.
it was there was a picture of her like driving like off a bridge with it and everything too, and it kind of had like
quite
a
reach it. I almost could.
not like an actual like cat head.
So
It
good.
could have been in that maybe.
I think it might have been in the celebration.
It could have been in that, yeah,
Right.
because that had a bunch of old Catwoman stuff.
The Cat-a-lack. I love that.
Yeah, I don't think that's what they called it, but that would have been better probably because I think it was it wasn't just like the Catmobile, I don't think, but I think it actually did have like a name they called it.
Yeah, where is like?
Yeah, I might have to look it up later or something because I can't remember where I saw
But
it.
it was like a cat car.
Yeah, it had kind of
Yeah.
like a cat, not like a, not like her first mask, which was an actual like cat looking head, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
kind of like how in more recent issues she has her bike that kind of has like the cat shaped
Yeah.
head.
Oh,
It was like that, but in the front of the car.
I just imagine in the Cat-a-lack, the horn would make it sound like something purring. I just have that in my
Yeah,
head.
it sounded like a purr, yeah.
Yeah, that would be
Or
gorgeous.
the exhaust would.
Hilarious.
There's one. There's
Yeah,
one. Yeah.
it was somewhere. I'm gonna have to Google that later.
Yeah, it wasn't
Yeah.
in that one, or it might have been, but I'm not entirely sure. Like,
Because I know she
for
did
it.
have her own kind of car, so we might have to look up to see when that first appeared. And
yeah. But yeah, there was a Catwoman car. Yeah.
like a Catmobile Cadillac thing or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, there was one, but I'll have to find it.
That's awesome.
Mm.
All right, I just realized we're 2 hours in.
Yeah.
Let's tap out.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Time
Yeah.
goes by, man. It flies by. I don't know what just happened in the last 2
I
hours.
know it's so crazy. Like we did a show with McD, and we went 3 hours, and
Didn't even realize it was 2 hours.
it's
Yeah.
crazy how fast it could fly.
Yeah.
I'm really good at keeping us distracted.
Yeah, you are. That's for sure.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for being here. It's an absolute blast. And tomorrow at was it 4 or 4:30?
What do we 5? Is it 5? Well, 5 our time, but I think it's so that would be 4 Pacific. I think 7 Eastern.
That's gonna be, if it's 4 Pacific, that's 7 Eastern.
7
Yeah,
Eastern.
7 Eastern, yeah.
Okay,
4
yeah.
Pacific, 7 Eastern. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Everyone, if you get a chance, definitely check out their show tomorrow. Their 2-year YouTube anniversary,
Yeah.
Married with Issues. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm excited for it. I think it'll be a blast.
Oh yeah.
Congratulations to you. 2 years. That's a big goal. I mean, that's a big achievement because in my 6 years, I've seen a lot of people come and go.
Oh yeah.
It's great that you two have been on for that long, and it's so much fun to watch.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thanks for having us too, for sure.
Yeah, it's been a blast. It's been a lot of fun. Thanks for having us for sure.
Right.
If hey, if you guys ever want to be on, just hit me up. If you ever guys want to be on your show again, just hit me up. I'd love to be on.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We'd love to have you for sure.
Definitely, vice versa. Yeah, we're trying to do more random just hangouts. And
Yeah.
it's a work in progress, but we'll get there.
that's I was gonna say it's like when I first asked people, it's probably about 3 years ago, and people didn't want to do stuff, so I quit asking people for a long time.
Yeah.
So,
There's definitely like a different mentality now. I mean, now it's so much more interactive, and
I still get nervous, and I don't know why. It's like we've been doing it for like 2 years now, and every once in a while I'll still get nervous. Like, I don't know. It's like I'm always still up for it, but like right before I always still get nervous. Like, oh, okay, here it goes. And like I still always have a blast, but I still just like low key get nervous sometimes.
Yeah, that's your shyness and
Yeah. awkwardness.
I mean,
but
I'm sure even a lot of people. I'm sure it's that way with a lot of people.
that's true.
Well, I want to say this: when I went on Comic Gories, I was like, I got this, no problem. Most epic fail ever.
Oh yeah, we've
there, yeah.
definitely failed on that show before too.
Brutal.
I still couldn't believe, like, when I was on against JoJo and she was playing some of the books that I had sitting right next to me, and I'm like, why didn't I think of that book? Why did I panic? Why did I do this? Why did I panic?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I would have even voted for JoJo on that one. Like,
I mean, people don't realize how fast 30 seconds is.
Oh
yeah, it goes.
yeah, when you're playing, yeah,
It goes by fast.
It flies by.
Yeah, the at-home edition, no problem at all.
Mm-hmm.
I get books like that. On there, I'm like,
I know.
Yeah, like the second they're telling you which category it's going to be, you have to think of the book.
Yeah, when they're bringing up like all the different ones you can get, yeah, you kind of have to plan if it lands on that. Like, yeah.
But no, it's been a blast. Thanks so much for having us today.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much. Where can they find you? Your social media, or YouTube?
Pretty much just Married with Issues on everything for kind of like for both of us, and then we have our individual stuff too. Mine's mostly Instagram's at Soldier _ only.
And mine's just Fusha only.
Yeah.
I'll put those down below, so you can definitely check those out.
Yeah.
Married with Issues, have your YouTube channel down below. Y'all have the Married with Issues Instagram?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I didn't have that. I can add that one down below so people can find you. Again, thank you guys so much. Gosh, I swear it feels like we've only been in here for like 15 minutes.
I know, right? It's crazy.
Yeah. It's insane. I love it though.
Yeah. Well, that's all we got. You guys have an incredible day.
Have a good night.
Later.